Hello, good evening. Welcome to a live edition of the ONG Strike Zone on the eve of maybe one of the biggest games in Florida A&M football history. I'm Brian Fulford. There you see on the screen with me, Marcus Green, Kelvin Rozier. We are the ONG Strike Zone. Just three rattlers on the mic, and when we rock the mic, we rock the mic. Right. There we go. Marcus, Kelvin, how you feeling? How you doing tonight, brothers?
Anticipation.
Isn't there a song? What anticipation? There's a song, some kind of anticipation.
I'm not sure if that's how it goes, but yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. That's bad.
Yeah. The barcades will slap you for that.
the barcades, every other. Yeah. What's your one word for how you feeling, Kelvin?
Excited, man. I'm like a kid right before Christmas. A couple of days before Christmas. I'm ready for my present, man. Looking forward to it.
It is the Christmas season. We would love for these gifts, the gifts of being loyal Rattler fans, alumni, supporters, boosters, whatever you are and whatever you call yourself. It's payoff time. It's man, I hope I really feel our guys locked in. I mean, I love everything I'm hearing coming out of camp, even with all of the great news and accolades and all that good stuff. So really excited to see how Ken Rile Field at Bragg Memorial Stadium looks and how it all goes and yeah, all of it, man. Pretty excited. Marcus, I love that sweatshirt, man. That's a beautiful. That orange is so beautiful, man. That just really pops out. You care to share who and where you got that beautiful design from?
I think it was from the bookstore.
Hey,
this is a couple years old.
Hey, that's all right though. It looks like, it looks perfect. That looks good. What is that? That embroidery, that twill? What is that? Velvet on them letters? What is that?
You might be going a little on that edge.
What is that? Velvet?
It feels good, but yeah.
How's the weather up there in the cold Northeast?
Well, it's hoodie weather and maybe a little bit beyond hoodie weather. Yeah. I don't think it got above 32 today.
Oof, yikes.
But I know Liv is feeling it too, because she's in Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw Liv jump in the chat room. Liv, give us a weather update. I saw you in the chat room. Let us know how cold is it in Minneapolis.
Hey, you can't tell how cold it is with them pictures. Blue. What's up, Liz?
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be like, okay. Hey, Kelvin. Speaking of weather, what's the weather like in Tallahassee? Because that's all the talk right now.
It is. It is, and today it's been raining most of the week, but it cleared out today. But unfortunately, it's projected to come back Friday and Saturday specifically, and there's a very high chance of rain. And the high, I think it's supposed to be around 65 or so, maybe 70. So it's going to be. Right now, it looks like it's going to be a little wet and a little chill. But it don't matter. Rattlers, we're going to still come out and represent.
I love what Coach Simmons said. It doesn't rain in Bragg Stadium. It doesn't rain in Bragg Stadium. So, and we've seen bad weather before, but God finds a way on kickoff. When it's kickoff time, the rain will stop.
And I got a feeling. You're right. I think it's probably rain early, but by the time kickoff start, I agree with you, man. I think we're gonna be good. Fingers crossed.
Hey, amen. I was trying to for whatever reason, I call myself trying to pull up the weather.com report, but it doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate. So we're gonna move on from that segment. Just kind of okay. Let's give a few shout outs. First off, want to thank everybody for jumping in on YouTube, however you're watching us, whether you're watching us on the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page or on the ONG Strike Zone YouTube page. We say hello to you. If you're on Facebook watching us on the Black College Sports Network or even our own ONG Facebook page, we say hello to you as well. Also, might have a good contingent of folks watching us on Twitter/X. And so we appreciate you guys. And all right, let's roll through the roll call here as Rattler Nation and some others are jumping in, and want to remind everyone, please be kind to each other in the chat room. You never know. We may have a few visitors from PV or some other of the other 10 SWAC schools that are sitting at home on the couch watching the game. Let's speak freely. Let's not direct any attention to those who don't need it. We just gonna keep our energy and focus on us. Be 1-0 today, as Coach said. Focus on the process, and that process is to beat PV 2 times. I love the hashtag. Whoever got it going, hashtag beat PV2X. That's what it is. So let me first.
That's a Radical Rattler.
Radical Rattler started that.
Yeah, that's his username on Twitter.
Hey, well, shout out
also known as Rocket Power.
Yeah, shout out for him for getting that going. Keep that thing rolling. Beautifully said. Shout out to Jimmy Mack, first one in. Appreciate you, and hello to you, family. Tremaine Ellis, go 1-0. Hashtag 1-0. That's it. That's all we got to do. Be 1-0. Kevin Bull, got your bags packed.
What's up, Bull?
See you at the Rattler Roundup Host Hotel, which is where? Where is that Rattler Roundup Host Hotel at? Anybody know offhand?
Holiday Inn, Appalachia Parkway.
All right. Holiday Inn, Appalachia Parkway. Good to go. Good to go. All right. Might be a nice post-game spot I got to hit up. Might see what's going on pregame as well. Emmett Mac Webb, good to see you. Panthers, be ready. Yep. Kenneth Rozier checking in as well. Good to see you, Kenneth. Let's see. Marcus checking in. Hey, Marcus, hope we're gonna see you. I know you're gonna try to make your way down. So we can see. Tony.
Yeah.
What's good, Tony? Good to see you. Boy, hey, Tony, thank you for sending me that podcast of your boy. I'm still going through it, but I feel old, but I'm like, wow. I mean, wow, what an amazing young man. So shout out to Tony and his son, his family. I mean, wow. Amazing. I'll share a little bit of that maybe a little bit later on in the coming day or whatever. Tamara T, good evening. Good to see you, Tamara.
What's up, Tamara? Mary
5 checking in. Good to see you as well. Let me see who else is somebody.
Dr. Cavill just jumped in.
Yeah, okay. Doc checked in.
Dr. Lori.
Yeah. Oh, Doc. Okay, we got a couple doctors in there. FAMU 85. What's good? Doc checking in. I know Doc says she's going to be in town, so we'll make sure to catch up with you, Doc. Let you know where we're going to be. Still working out the final plans. I don't want to say where we're supposed to be, just in case something happens mysteriously. We're supposed to be good, but I don't know, man. FAMU be sometimes. Anyway, let me keep moving.
Positive vibes.
You're right. James Austin, what up? How you doing, James?
What's up, James?
Good to see you. Let's see. Coming in, a lot of people shouting out each other. Good to see you. Yep. There's Liv. Good to see you, Liv. Yeah. All right. Hey, Kelvin gonna get me in trouble. Hey, Miss Joanne checking in all the way from California.
Miss Joanne.
How's the weather in California? While we're doing weather updates in this opening segment, Miss Joanne, you give us a weather update from California, where it never rains in Southern California. That's what I hear. Somebody sang a song about it. Rick Kinsey checking in. Bragg needs to be sold out. I believe it will be sold out. Now the weather. Hey, put some ponchos on, people. You don't take these things for granted. Let me just say that. Right?
Yeah, I'm chill, baby. hosting. No excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse will be accepted.
No excuses accepted. I mean, this is the first one. Don't take these things for granted. You know what I'm saying? Don't take these things for granted. A lot of schools wishing. Doc, there he is. Doc, he's a PV. He's a PV alum, but the dean of HBCU sports. He's gonna make the trip to Tallahassee. He makes all the SWAC championship games. So I know he's looking to see that great Florida hospitality, that FAMU hospitality. So y'all make sure when you see Dr. Gaville out there, you make sure to show him some love out there. Jermaine Clark in the building, checking in. Chuck Hutt.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Clark. I'm sorry. That's Jermaine. Yeah, Jeremiah Clark. Sorry about
that. And happy belated birthday, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck. Happy belated. Checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. Boy, the news from Louisiana, boy. Don't stay quiet out there, does it? Woo.
Didn't see that one coming.
I'm gonna say I kind of saw it coming. I did. And this is case you've been in just
2 years. 2 years. Yeah, that's tough.
Hey, he got paid like he was there for 4 years. When I saw the money, yeah, I understand it.
He brought some money, but some of that money ain't what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna get into the details. But he earned some of that money now.
He did. He brought some money with him. So it's just patience, man. Patience is thin these days. So again, that's why I said be very appreciative of what we have, and we have to really make sure we are supporting our programs. So I'll start our day off with that little flyer again. If you're watching us, wherever you're watching the show, donate to the Rattler Athletic Fund. I know yesterday they had their day of giving. You could donate to individual programs. You could donate to a particular. You can just donate to athletics overall in general. But we want to make sure that we keep our programs going and that we show some great support for not just football, but and I think what was she was meaning AD VP Sykes was talking about the ring fund because we got a lot of rings to start gathering up money. That's a good problem to have, right? When you're winning championships, that ring money's got to come from somewhere. So we got to start creating a little fund for that. So if you didn't give on Tuesday, today's a great day to give to FAMU. Okay, here we go, fellas. Game number 12. 10-1 Florida A&M Rattlers taking on Prairie View A&M. Second time these two teams have met. Of course, kickoff is you can see 3 Central. That's 4 Eastern. Right there in the home ballpark. Let's see what else we got here. A SWAC Awards came out, and I kind of knew that they would come out early in the week because they usually release those awards at the early part of their championship week. And so, of course, you never take it for granted, but our coach of the year is Coach Simmons. And just kind of reading off of press bio here.
That's my coach. That's my ball coach.
Under Simmons' leadership this season, we finished the regular season with the highest national ranking since 1998 at 5. That's the AFCA have us ranked 5. The first 10-win season since 1999. And also, the Rattlers possess the nation's #1 team in total defense and also finished the season ranked top 19 in 11 categories, top let's see. Hold on. If I want to really break it down, like I say, top 5 in 7 categories, top 3 in 6 categories, top 2 in 5 categories, and yeah, not only were we number 1 in total defense, but number 1 in tackles for loss. So what an outstanding job that this team 8-0 in the regular season and all that good stuff. Guys, gonna want to add any comments? And at the top of hour 2, you get to hear from the head ball coach right here live on the ONG Strike Zone. So hopefully coach is still able to make that. You know, I kind of booked that in advance, but I know coach is all over the place these days and always busy, but I know he always kind of checks in and makes time. Any guys want to add any comments on the Coach of the Year award for Coach Simmons?
Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, nope, well deserved. And I don't know. That's about all he could say. I mean, he's 10-1, undefeated in the conference. Lone losses to a USF team, which probably, I don't know how much that plays into it, but well deserved. And the team has, despite our criticisms and things that we'd like to improve on, team has taken the mantle, has taken the taking things and moved forward and been the best team in the conference to date.
Yep.
Under his leadership.
Yep. Yep.
Well, he got the monkey off the back in terms of winning the East. We got a couple of more things we're shooting for, but 9-2, 9-2, 10-1. That's the model of consistency. You know, you lose players to the NFL, graduation, bring in players, and the standard still is excellence. And you hear Coach talk about it. We already established winning is hard. It's not easy. As we can attest to, half of the SWAC West coaches are no longer there.
Yeah.
So I have to.
Gone.
Yeah. So I have to. I mean, Coach he's deserving. He's done an excellent job since he's been here in terms of rebuilding the program and now reloading the program. So I mean, you've done. Yeah. I mean, what can you say? He's lost coaches to the NFL, to other schools and so forth, and even with bringing other talented coaches. So I mean, he's supposed to be the coach of the year. Good job, great job, Coach Simmons, and thank you for everything you do for the program.
Yeah. No, I was in the middle of just checking up on a couple things here. So let me kind of move forward here. You guys got some good action going on in the chat rooms. Love it. Love it. Keep it going. Seems like we got some plugged in folks in the chat room. Of course, Coach Simmons is an Eddie Robinson Award finalist. That's the FCS National Coach of the Year, sponsored by Stats Perform. And as you can see, FAMU's 22-2 record over the past 3 seasons is the best of any. And we mean all teams in the SWAC. And this is just us joining those first 3 years. So, and this is coming out of what? COVID. Yeah. Coming out of COVID in a year where we did not play any football whatsoever. No spring, no nothing. We just, wow. Amazing job. Absolutely amazing. We got any other, let's see, what's the next we got? Okay. The awards don't stop. The awards don't stop because we've not only got the best coach, we got the best defensive player in the SWAC, and that is none other than Isaiah Major, Defensive Player of the Year. Also a Buck Buchanan Award finalist, the FCS National Defensive Player of the Year candidate as well. Major led the Dark Cloud defense with 94 total tackles, 55 of them solo. He also had 11.5 tackles for loss, had 4 quarterback hurries, 2 sacks, 2 pass breakups, a fumble recovery, and a pick 6 this season. He did earn the Defensive Player of the Week and was an honorable mention National Defensive Player of the Week following his 11 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sack performance at South Florida. He had a season-high 12 tackles and the game-sealing pick 6 versus Alabama State. Might have been the game in which he actually won this award, hint, hint. And Major had 2 or more tackles for loss in 3 games, including 3 at South Florida, Mississippi Valley State. He ranked 23rd in the nation in solo tackles per game, 39th in total tackles, and 57th in tackles for loss. What do you guys thoughts on Major? And then, hey, even the little skerfuffle that was floating out there on social media, just people wondering, how he compared to another linebacker in Alabama. What's your thoughts, Marcus?
Well, I guess what I can say is for both players, or for Isaiah Major, congratulations. He was a deserving awardee for Defensive Player of the Year, because you could tell he was the heart and soul of our defense, which happens to be ranked or statistically number 1 in total defense. As far as in the nation, in all of FCS. And I know there's folks talking about that too, and BJ got them straight about whatever. But in terms of all this other stuff, it's an award. All this bantering back and forth, and some of it seemed like way out here. Mm-hmm. There's nothing we can do to change the votes. It is what it is. And the young man from Alabama State certainly has put up the numbers. He has. But as Coach Simmons talked about in the QB 220 QB Club today, you can't vote for your own players. It's grayed out. So you can't vote for your own players, and it's voted on by the coaches and the SID. So that's where things fell. You can't control it, and there's no amount of back and forth on the internet or grabbing people's pictures and putting them on. All that stuff won't change the votes. But and I hope it doesn't put a damper on Isaiah realizing this award, which was truly so, and that's the biggest thing about it.
Yeah, he got the hardware. So I mean, you can hate me now.
Exactly, you can hate me. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. There was a reason why he was a preseason defensive player, national defense, or he was a preseason defensive player of the year too, if I'm not mistaken. So he already walked in with with the recognition or the honor recognition from those same voters. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say, and this applies to both the offense and defensive player. Congratulations to the Rattlers. I'm a Rattler. I'm glad these Rattlers are deserving. I mean, they put up the numbers too, and so forth. And had another person won it, and they didn't win it, I would congratulate them. Mm-hmm. It can only be one award, and like you say, the coaches and the SID spoke. I can understand that some felt like the young gentleman from Alabama State got shafted last year, but the SWAC seems to go with players on the best teams who dominate. I mean, we won all the games, so one by double digits in the SWAC, right?
Yeah.
And we had 13 preseason picks on the all SWAC team, and I would say to be able to put up the numbers that Isaiah put, considering who he played with and how much we rotate players, is impressive. One thing I think a feather in his cap is he does come off the field. The other guy don't come off the field, and the system is geared for him to channel a lot of the plays to him. But he's a great player. But at the end of the day, Isaiah Major's Defensive Player of the Year this year, and he's worthy of it. And congratulations.
Hey, and I see, Kenneth, mentioning that, Alabama State has some thoughts about that their defense was number 1 based on some other website or some other service. I want everybody to go to this site, SWAC.org. Go to that site and go look up totals for overall, and then go look up conference only. And in both categories, whether it just be the 8 games in conference or the total 11 games in a season, guess who the number one defense is? Guess who the number one scoring defense is? So, yes, no disrespect to Alabama State. Good team. Great team, in most instances, unfortunately, couldn't get the job done to keep Prairie View out of the SWAC championship game. Couldn't keep us out of the SWAC championship game. So, hey, good season, good game, good effort. We'll keep it moving. That's how that goes. All right. We also got one other award. Should I get the one other award now or save it?
No, let's go and get it. No, let's get it.
That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback right there. Offensive Player of the Year. That's right. Jeremy Musa right there. Jeremy, also a Walter Payton Award finalist. Moose led the Rattlers, 27th best scoring offense in the nation, finished the season 2,416 yards, 18 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown in just 10 games. He finished the season nationally ranked in yards per completion, that's 19th, passing yards per game, 20th, and passing yards, 27th, as well as passing touchdowns, 29th. Led the SWAC in all those categories except for yards per completion. He had 2 300-plus yard games this year, including a career high 374 at South Florida. That's the only FBS team that we played. He threw for 325 at Southern as well. Can't say enough good things about Moose. And, man, hey, and I think his record, let me see how many, it's something like he's only had, let me see, he's won, let's see, 9 plus 18 and 3 in two seasons as the starter for Florida A&M. So that speaks volumes. Quickly, guys, because we got to get to a break. What's your thoughts you want to share about Moose?
Well-deserved once again. And he came in as a preseason favorite for the award, and he didn't disappoint. Once again, us Rattler fans can get I wouldn't say nitpicky. I mean, we'll criticize.
We get nitpicky. No,
we're educated. We're educated fans, and there's some things that could have been tweaked.
High bar. We got a high bar. High bar, Marcus.
And there may have been some little oil on the hands of the wide receivers that didn't help him out either. But he sure improved. He's leading the SWAC in passing yards, and has led our offense to 10 wins or 9 wins. I guess he didn't play in the Lincoln game. But other than that,
9 plus win seasons. He'll go down as one of the greats on one of the great teams. Put his name right there along that long list of Rattler quarterbacks from the Joe era and others. And number 8 will definitely and he's not done. And he's not done. That's what I'm saying. He's not done. Kelvin, go ahead.
Oh, you're on mute, Kelvin.
You're on mute.
Yeah, he can put a bow on this thing if he win two more games. But I mean, he's deserving. I mean, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and like you say, he a stat game. He didn't even play, and he was by far the best player in quarterback in the conference. So again, I could understand if it had went a different way and folks argue Owens. I would have had no problems with that neither. But again, the SIDs, the coaches have spoken. He's the leader of the best offense in the conference, number 1 team in the conference. Again, won all games by double digits. So congratulations to Moose. And he did it and persevered, even, as Marcus alluded to, as he was being critiqued. So, yeah. And he handled it like a champ. So, number kudos to him.
Yeah, exactly. First class all the way. And you'll never catch him complaining. And we love it. We love it. Hey, all right, we're gonna take a break because coming up, we got a host of interviews as we get ready for the SWAC Championship. We're going to talk to some Rattlers, some alumni. The last time FAMU was in a playoff game, the last time FAMU pretty much
hosted a playoff game.
Hosted a playoff game. Yeah, thank you. Hosted a playoff game. We got 3 Rattler alums who are going to come on and talk to us. Going into the second hour, we got a pair of coaches and friends who coach together, work together. Hopefully we'll have Coach Willie Simmons at the top of hour 2. And then we're going to bring on Coach KJ Black at the bottom of hour 2 as well. So we got a loaded show coming up for you. So hang in there with us. And we're going to take a step away for a quick moment. And you're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in a short 2-minute break.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. And all right, we got a host of some Rattlers, some alums, some guys who played for FAMU the last time FAMU hosted a football game at Bragg, a playoff game at Bragg. Right there in the middle square, right below me, we got Tyronn Johnson, currently a athletic director at Miami Norland. Correct, Ty?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Miami Norland Vikings, huh?
And congratulations to you guys. You guys just finished off a big-time upset. Well, I don't know if it's an upset.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's an upset.
What other people say. Not me, but let's say it's a big win. Big win over defending champs Miami Central, right?
Yes. It was. I wouldn't call it an upset. I just think it was a good game. That's why you got to playoffs. You got to play it.
Yes, sir. And joining him, we got Aaron Gray on the left square underneath Marcus. Aaron, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. And then over on the right square underneath Kelvin, we've got Kanan Lamb, of course, one of the infamous, famous Rat Boys, the original Rat Boys, 1.0, like none other. How you doing tonight, Kanan?
I'm blessed.
True
Can
that.
you hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're good.
And don't forget, Kanan Lamb, Norland Vikings alum.
Okay, all right. Get that in there. Get that in there. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Absolutely.
gentlemen, we'll just kind of go around, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, you guys were a part of and we all part of watching maybe the golden era of FAMU football. I mean, there's an era that, of course, the Jake Gaither era, the Hubbard era, and we were part of the Billy Joe era. You were a part of the Billy Joe era, and we've kind of seen what Coach Simmons has been doing. Talk a little bit about that era that you played in, and as you're watching Rattler football these days, what kind of memories come to mind? We'll start with Ty and then go to Aaron, and then you jump in there, Kanan.
yeah. Well, for me, again, I've never stopped watching the FAMU guys that came behind us. I'm loving what Coach Willie Simmons is doing. This season, the only thing that stuck out to me that I was a little upset about was that Bethune-Cookman streak that they had going on. It was bothering me. I was sick to my stomach because we never lost to those guys. So but it happens. You can't win forever. Ties change, and he helped start a new streak, and I know we're going to continue to do great things going forward. But going back to our days this season that they've had last season, also, like I'm talking in general, I followed a lot. It does remind us of our 90 days with Coach Billy Joe, because he was there most of the 90s. I got there in 96 to 99. And, we had a good time. We had a good run. And, we expected to win. We had a good group. It was about, I would say, 28 to 30 of us that played together for like 4 years. So we expected to do good things back then.
How about you, Aaron?
I followed FAMU football faithfully. I coached in Broward County for like 17 years, and I love the Rattler football. I love it. I love what Coach Willie Simmons is doing up in Tallahassee, because I when I watch them play, they remind me of when we played. We expect to win. We don't go into the game hoping. This team this year expects to win. And I'm loving every game. I be in a group chat with fellow alumni on Facebook. So I'm excited to see them continue and get this win. And I always been saying all year, just win. You don't care if it's ugly, it's a blowout. Just win the game. That's all that matters. Is getting the W.
Well said. How about you, Kanan?
Yes, I got a call prior to the first Orange Blossom when they were getting ready to play JSU, and Coach Prime from Coach Willie called me out of the blue. That was my first time meeting him, formally. And he said, "I know all about you, and I know all about everything that y'all did and everything like that." He said, I want your blessing on calling the newer receivers Rack Boys 2.0. He said that's what they want to call themselves. I showed them a lot of footage and film. That's what got me excited, because I was like, okay, this guy, Coach Willie, is looking for excellence for his team. Like, we were striving for excellence back then. And we had a certain, mystique about our teams back then, for those years in those late 90s. And when he called to just kind of make sure that we're okay with it, that made me feel like, okay, well, let's get all in now. Let's go all in now. The only thing, we just couldn't get over the hurdle with JSU, and that always stung me in the way they beat us, like, in those days. But I remember getting also a text from Xavier, and he was asking me for my blessing as well. And I was like, he's like, yo, can you come to the school and just talk to us, you and Jaquay and all the Rack Boys from before? I remember that. And I was like, I remember knowing that kid is special, so I've been watching off and on, my career, I've been doing a lot of other things that had nothing to do with football specifically, but I always know because Bethune-Cookman gonna tell me. If I have friends that went to Bethune-Cookman, they like, yo, y'all, yeah, we got y'all again. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember losing to y'all. So when Todd spoke about that, it made me remember that that's what the mold had been over several years.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
So you guys collectively won a lot of games, and you talked about expecting to win. And then you also went to the playoffs, 3 years, I think it was. So
4 years with me.
Okay. So talk about the approach going into the playoff games. Was anything different? And what this team, any kind of advice you may have for this team, prepare them for their first postseason. Well, some of them played 2 years ago, but playing for a championship.
Yeah, well, for me, like I said, when I got there in '96, we went to the first round. We actually lost to Troy State that year. Second year, my sophomore year, we went first round again. We lost to Georgia Southern. And then junior year, which was '98, we had that home playoff game against Troy State again. And in my mind, and I'm taking the concept of the team, it's steps. And I know, like you said, this team was maybe 2 years ago, but it is steps to me always to that transition to be the best. Sometimes you got to take your lumps. And I know for a fact we knew we wasn't losing that game. We was actually shocked that they gave us a home game, in my opinion. I'm speaking for everybody, but I know we were, because we wasn't getting the respect that we thought we should have gotten. But we did get one. It happened to fall on Thanksgiving weekend that year, but it was still a good turnout. But it wasn't about the turnout. It was about us. We knew we had to get over that hump. I wish we could have kept it moving. Western Illinois was a tough loss. But again, think about '99, same thing. We didn't get the home field, but shoot, we did damage. We did damage the following year, getting up to the semis, and losing to Youngstown. But I would say for this team, just play it like you've been there before. It's not another game, but just know that after this game, your season can be over. So think about what's in front of you, take care of your business, and that'll be my advice.
Aaron?
My advice is there will be a lot of distractions this weekend. And with family, friends coming in town. And this is a playoff game. You lose, you go home. You win, you go to the Celebration Bowl. So everyone has to be dialed in. Not taking shortcuts, not trying to sneak and do this, do the wrong thing. Be dialed in because it's a playoff game. Yeah. You're home. You earned the right to play a home playoff game.
Exactly.
Every university would love to play a home playoff game. We earned that right. So I feel just go out there, play your best, do your job, and don't let the distractions get to you. Because there's a lot of distractions coming to Tallahassee this weekend.
Yeah.
Caden?
That guy. That guy is funny right there. Nah, yeah. Absolutely. He said a whole mouthful. Yeah, that's exactly how the atmosphere will be this weekend. But I would say, you playing. This is the second time against the same team, Prairie View, correct?
Yes.
In the same season. Yeah, it's always hard to beat someone twice, right? And that's what they all say, and that's true. And you should expect something different. Expect the team to come out and exploit the things that they did great the first time. If they did a few things great, they're probably gonna go at those little things and make those perfect this time. So you have to pay attention to the things that they capitalized off of FAMU with the first time. If they got 7 points, figure out how they got 7 points, And this time, make sure that you go and just really have respect for the team. Don't disrespect because you blew them out the first time. always respect the opponent, especially this week, because they're going to be playing out of their minds trying to get out of there with a win.
Yeah.
Great points. Great points.
Yeah.
Marcus, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, what were your fondest memories of that playoff game in 1998? Once again, the last time we hosted a game, and I was fortunate enough, and I'm sure Kelvin probably was too, maybe Brian was there as well, to be in the audience to see you guys put a whooping on Troy State, who actually probably quite a few, including, I guess, Mr. Johnson, quite a few NFL players. And I went back and looked at the YouTube footage, and I think freshman O.C. Umenyiora was on that team from Troy State.
Yeah.
And so just give us your memories of the game.
Well, I've been going first. I might as well keep it going, right? For me, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I don't like to toot my own horn. I never was that kind of guy, but that might have been my best game of the year. But I think I know why. And everybody, people on our team knew what was going on, but of course, everybody didn't know this. But my brother, am I still there?
Oh
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My brother, Oric Johnson, I'm sure y'all know who that is. He was actually hurt that game. And I don't know. I just took it upon myself to step up, even though no one asked me. I just did that. And I played DN and D tackle. So I figured if I stepped up, he didn't have to do much. I wound up, if I'm not mistaken, getting a sack, fumble recovery, and an interception that game.
Ooh, that boy balled out, boy.
Yeah.
That boy balled out.
And
Triple threat.
And it was like say it was fresh off of the classic. We fresh out the classic, but that was behind us. Again, all I was thinking about, and I think it was, like I said, it was for my brothers of the team, but I was thinking about our leader, which was my brother at that time, All-American, and I know he was hurt with his knee, but he still, of course, went out there. But the team didn't know that, and I think the box in front of him did an awesome job of not letting that show, if that makes sense. So that'll be my fondest memory of that particular game. Yeah.
My fondest memory, I mean, it was at the end when we won the game, and the naysayers, the people that didn't believe in us, didn't expect us to win that game because that Troy State had beat us in the previous years. So I was excited just to be on the field with my teammates celebrating, and just taking a snapshot of the faces of the people who were in disbelief, because there was a lot of people out there expecting us to lose that game. And if people don't remember, we should have played a home game the next week.
Yes, we should have.
Yeah, we should have played a home game next week. But see, they thought we was going to lose. So people didn't do what they were supposed to do. But that was my funnest memory, seeing people put pie in their face.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What Aaron just said is kind of to capitalize over what he said. There was rumors and rumblings and mumblings that Troy State was possibly going to go D1A soon. So I remember feeling like, so we're getting ready to play against a D1A school pretty much, and we got to come with our best, our very best. And they're gonna bring their fans in here. They probably got a lot of them since you got the qualifications to go D1A. I'm thinking that we ain't gonna be able to house that many fans in here from their side. I'm thinking, but they came in there, packed it out, and I remember them fans. They were talking nasty, going crazy, but we were at home, so. They didn't expect us to come with the type of game and the game plan we came with. We used to score a whole bunch of points, but we had to maintain, our composure when we wasn't technically scoring all of the points that we usually score, just to come out there with the victory that weekend. But it was definitely a beautiful sunny day that I'll never forget, especially when the clock hit 0 and we were going to the second round.
Yeah, that was that's one of those moments where it's like if you were there, you know what the work that went into getting to that moment. And it's funny because there are a lot of HBCUs that are making those steps of being first time in the playoffs, and it's kind of interesting hearing certain fan bases just talk about that struggle. And we remember, I'm sure you guys remember as players, and we remember as fans and things like that watching. But like you said, that the steps, and then finally it pays off, and then you win a game the first year, then you win a couple games the next year, and but you still had to overcome. We still had to overcome stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
While we got a little bit of time left, I want to let you guys let Rattler Nation know kind of where you're at, what you're doing, and any plugs and shout outs that you want to give, so that if people want to stay up with you, follow you, support you, and whatever it is you're doing, we can do that. So we'll start with Ty and then keep it rolling the same way.
Okay. Yeah. So currently, right now in my second year as athletic director at Miami Norland Senior High. I coached for 19 years, 6 years as a head coach at Hialeah and Hialeah Miami Lakes. But
19 years, wow.
Yeah, 19. I thought I was gonna get that 20th year, but the Lord pushed me into another direction.
Right.
And I'm currently, I like what I do right now. I work with a great group of people. I want to shout out to my principal, Ms. Rhonda Gaines Miller, for giving me that opportunity. Also want to send a shout out to my head football coach. And all my sports are doing a great job. But of course, we in this postseason run, Coach Heidelberg been there for a good little while. He's also an alum of Miami Norland, and I want to wish the team well this week. Like I said, I'm a support guy. Yeah, I've been there. And I try to make sure I'm doing what I don't want done to me in this position. So
Absolutely.
also learn as I go. We always learn in anything that we do. Nobody knows it all. And, the more we understand it as people, we'll go far.
And
hey, Coach, who do y'all play this week and where?
We play Jacksonville Bulls, and they come down to us down at Trash Pile on Friday, 7:30.
Okay.
And with the win, you're one game away from bringing that team back to Tallahassee. That's gotta.
I was about to say that.
I don't want you to look too far ahead. Everybody want to know we take care of what's in front of us and all that stuff. But man, that's got to be exciting to be one game away.
Yeah, it's similar to what, like I say, our FAMU Rattlers that's currently in right now. It's technically a Final Four, so to speak. They win, they go to the championship, Celebration Bowl. The same thing with us. And I was going to say, people keep asking me, am I going to the game this week? I'm like, I don't think so, because that'll be back to back. Because I definitely plan on going next week, but I want to catch the Celebration Bowl. Yeah, that's my plan, to catch that in Atlanta.
Man, well, we gonna be rooting for you this week, next week, and then we're gonna catch you at the Celebration Bowl. So
Yes, sir.
all the best to Miami Norland this weekend, and then next weekend when you're back home in Tallahassee.
Yes, sir.
That'll be good. That'll be good. Aaron, how about you, my brother?
Well, I coached football for probably 17 years. I stopped 2 years ago. I took a break. I may go back. I don't know. But right now, I'm a teacher. I want to give a congratulations to Coach Willie Simmons on winning Coach of the Year in the SWAC. I want to give a special shout out to Jeremy Musa for winning Offensive Player of the Year in the SWAC. I want to give another shout out to Isaiah Major for winning Defensive Player of the Year. I follow the football team a lot. I watch the games, and I just want a lot of my former players, by FAMU winning, especially now. When I was coaching a lot of the years, FAMU wasn't winning. So I had to hear the Bethune, your FAMU. And I want my former players to know, see, FAMU, it's a great program. It was a great program when I was there. It's a great program now. So that's about it. Just win this Saturday. That's all I hope for. Just win.
Man, it's amazing how them Wildcats, they took one little decade and ran off with it. We had to remind people, outside of that decade, they ain't won nothing. They ain't won outside of that little bit of decade. We got to hear about it anyway.
Like a 20-year, 30-year gap, man.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, I tell you, it's not a rivalry. When you beat somebody 2/3 of the time, that's not a rivalry.
Right.
Yeah. You got to remind people of that. So anyway. Kanan, how about you? What we know you doing some things outside of football. So let people know.
I've been doing. I produce. So it's crazy that he said 19 years. I've been producing music and writing songs for 19, and it's crazy when you think of that number, right? But I've been doing it for that long, and been nominated for Grammys and platinum plaques, like you said, and been blessed to have. The opportunities that I've had and capitalize on those opportunities. So if you wanna reach me about music or anything like that, even football, I'm still sharp. I understand what's going on. I follow every like Ty bringing up the high school stuff. I've been following high school football more than I follow like college a lot of times, just knowing who the guys are and where they're going. So if you want to reach out to me, ask me questions about anything from music to football to anything, life, just hit me at The Real Lamb. So it's DA and then The Real Lamb on Instagram and everywhere else. But that's it. I think that's what you guys were asking for us to deliver. Yeah. Okay.
That's definitely what they was asking.
Yeah. So
Hey,
my God,
no flats.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, look, fellas, we appreciate your time this evening. Thank you for coming in and blessing us with some time and the great memories. For you guys definitely continued and carried on the tradition that it's great to see the next group of legends reaching back out to you guys, and they remember and seeing what you guys did. And so it's great to have you on. And hopefully, like I said, we can reconnect with you, whether it be in Tallahassee and this weekend, next weekend, or in Atlanta in a few weeks from now. We can connect. But anytime you got something to share with Rattler Nation, you always got a home right here on the ONG Strike Zone. All you got to do is reach out, tag us, come on in. This is home for y'all. So whenever you want to come in, you got a spot. Promote, talk about, whatever. You need our help, just ask. We got you. We're there for you.
Really appreciate that.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for the invite. I'll be seeing y'all 2 weeks straight.
All right. That.
I like
all
that.
Right. Hey, coming up on the other side,
just
folks,
win.
Let's just win 1-0. We got the head ball coach coming up on the next segment. So take a short little break. Come back. We're going to talk to the SWAC Coach of the Year and should be the National Coach of the Year, Coach Willie Simmons, coming up right on the other side. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone. We'll be back in just a moment.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope. Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up message quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com. All right, welcome back to the ONG Strike Zone, and there you can see none other but the SWAC, or 2023 SWAC Head Coach of the Year and soon to be FCS National Coach of the Year. I'm just speaking in English.
There you go.
Head Coach Willie "Shotgun" Simmons. Coach, congratulations. How you feeling tonight, Coach?
Man, feeling awesome. Again, just excited about this weekend and playing our first championship game here in the SWAC, being able to host, again, the honors coming out and having offensive and defensive players of the year, 13 all conference members. Just a lot of great things going on within the program, and excited about, just continuing this great season that we have and finishing this thing off the right way.
Coach, I love your focus and commitment to the process, and really I love the phrase about being where you are. Where did you cut where did your philosophy and learning how to stay where you're at in the moment, the process, things that on the outside sound cliche, but really making it a way of life, where did that start for you as a coach, or maybe even as a player?
I think it's all a part of just really a culmination of my upbringing, here in Quincy, Gadsden County, the game of football and sports in general, being a fairly decent athlete, 3-sport athlete coming up. Once I got into coaching, just trying to listen and learn as much as I could. I was blessed to be able to play for Tommy Bowden, who's obviously the son of Bobby Bowden, one of the greatest coaches of our generation. So just the life lessons that he poured into us every day, and then being able to work for Rick Stockstill, Jay Hobson, those gentlemen, and just really seeing the grind that football is all about. Rick Stockstill's what you would consider a player's coach, someone who really pours into his young men and really shows them how much he cares. And then Jay Hobson kind of took a different approach. I mean, it was all about ball, and was a grinder, But again, at the end of the day, really challenge the guys daily to bring it and be their best. And so just taking how I was raised, my personality, the people that I've been blessed to be around, and just trying to read and listen to other coaches, and whether it be seminars or coaching conventions, just trying to, find like-minded individuals and really shaping my philosophy through that. And that's where it came from. But I've always been an advocate of, again, just, living in the moment and really embracing where you are, and not so much, I know you got to look in the rearview mirror sometimes. You got to learn from your mistakes. You got to make corrections and continue to try to get better. You got to look ahead at times to kind of make sure the goals that you set for yourself are realistic and that you're on the right path to accomplishing those goals. But the main thing is, like you said, being right here where your feet are, and just really diving into this process every day to be your very best. And that's a challenge for us all, not just as a football team, but as students, as young men, as aspiring, future husbands and fathers and community leaders. I think it's important that these guys take these principles that we've learned throughout this season and apply them to every facet of their lives. And so, again, the success we have on the field, I think, goes hand in hand with the success, hopefully, that they have off the field.
Appreciate that. Go ahead, Marcus.
Once again, congratulations, Coach, on winning SWAC Coach of the Year. I don't know if you got a chance to catch our previous segment. We had 3 players from the Billy Joe team speak about the last time that FAMU hosted a postseason game in Bragg. And can you elaborate, go in a little bit more detail or go into detail on how it feels to host another postseason game and the, I don't want to say benefits, but the difference that it makes versus having to go on the road?
Well, obviously, it's an honor to be able to host the SWAC championship game. I'm really excited that the SWAC went to this format a few years ago. Back during my time at Alcorn State and even at Prairie, the championship game was played at a neutral site. And so, both teams had to travel, and logistically, there were some things that had to take place. But once they went to the model of the highest rated team hosting, it really gave institutions a chance to really improve on a lot of things and really expose everyone to the universities. And so to be able to bring everyone to Tallahassee, first and foremost, the economic impact that will have, to be able to again, have people come into Bragg Memorial Stadium. If you've never been to a SWAC championship, oftentimes it's not just the 2 championship teams. You're going to see, Letterman jackets and logos from really probably every SWAC team, because football fans go to the championship games, and so, again, you're very likely to see people from Southern, from Grambling, from Alabama State, they're watching the championship game, for the ones who want to see it in person. And so just that exposure that it brings is a great thing. But as far as the advantages, quote unquote, again, it's our home field. And so, we have the nation's second longest home win streak. That gives our students a chance to come to the game. They're always turned up. DJ Loose Kid always has the atmosphere rocking. The Marching 100, even though Prairie View's bringing their band as well, the Marching 100 will be there in full effect. And then, 15, 16, 17,000, Rattler fans. And that's the exciting part about hosting the game, is that we get a true home atmosphere for the championship game. And, some people may look at it as an advantage, but I think that's a benefit of going through the regular season as the highest rated team. You get that luxury. And the SWAC's not only the conference that uses that model. There are other mid-major conferences that do the same thing. But I really do think it's a great idea to allow universities the opportunity to host the championship games on their campuses.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, it's no easy feat to, with the expectations this team had, to meet those expectations and get to this point. It's no easy feat to be Coach of the Year. And I know you focused in on the game and all that kind of stuff. But over the last 3 years, I mean, ever since you came in, you've had a winning record. And just as a head coach, even at Prairie View, and then the last 3 years, you've been 9-2, 9-2, 10-1 with FBS games on the schedule. What do you attribute your sustained excellence to?
Well, one, I think it's about surrounding myself with really good people. Coach of the Year is an individual award, but I think any coach that's won the award can tell you, we don't do it alone. There are a lot of individuals that are responsible for the success that we're having on the football field. I have 10 amazing coaches that come to work every day, pour into these young men, do everything that's asked of them to lead these guys. We have a phenomenal support staff, that really understands my vision for how to grow this program and do it the right way, because it's student athlete driven. Everything we do is about the student athlete. And so I think the success that we've had at 2 places has largely been because of that. And really just trying to get these young men to understand the opportunity they have to be a student athlete at FAMU. That was, and I've said it before, that was one of the first things that I did when I took the job back in 2018. And one of those very first team meetings, may have been the first team meeting, after we kind of talked about what we wanted to be, how we wanted the program to look, I asked the team if anyone on the team could sing the school alma mater, and no one could. And I said, right there, we got a long way to go because clearly guys don't have the love and the passion and appreciation for Florida A&M that you need in order to go out there every day and give it your all for the school, for your brothers. When you say you're part of this family, it's a real thing. And so we really wanted to make the guys understand that. And I told them that day, we'll win when everyone buys into that philosophy, not a day before. And so thankfully for us, we had a great group of seniors that first year in 18 that really bought into it. And it's just grown since then, So had the first winning season in 6 seasons in 18. And since then, it's been 9 wins. And we finally been able to get over the hump to 10 wins this year and playing for a championship. So, again, all those things have led to us getting to this point. It wasn't an overnight success. We've been at this for 6 years now, and it's great to finally see the fruits of our labor, paying off.
Coach, if I'm not mistaken, I was looking back since 2014, that was your first year at Alcorn. That was the year you guys went to the SWAC Championship game, correct? And you guys won that game, right?
2014 was my last year at Alcorn, actually.
Okay, I'm sorry.
12 was my first. But that was the year we won the SWAC Championship. Yes, the first SWAC Championship for Alcorn while I was there, but
maybe that's okay. That's what it was. So I get my question was going to be related to that. Obviously, it wasn't a home game. That was a neutral site. But just the preparation that goes into preparing for that game. Have you done any kind of looking back on whether it be thoughts or notes you might have took back in helping you with this week, or has it been conversations you've had with other coaches over the past 7-8 years? Give us a little background on the preparation and the planning that went into reminding your guys about the importance of this game, or just this game in general.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll see the outcome on Saturday, and whether our philosophy led to us finishing this thing off. But me personally, I didn't approach it any differently than any other game we prepared for this season. I'm real careful about putting too much emphasis on one game and saying, hey, this is a classic game, or this is a rivalry game, or this is a championship game, this is an FBS opponent or Division II, because I don't want to get our guys in the habit of riding the emotional roller coaster, so to speak. I don't subscribe to that philosophy of getting up for a game or playing down to your competition. At the end of the day, it's our job to play Rattler football. And if we prepare to play Rattler football, the results take care of themselves. And so whether we're playing an FBS opponent, a Power 5 opponent, whether we're playing a quality Division II team, a conference foe, or a rival, it's the same approach. We don't change our practice schedule based on who we're playing or what time of year it is. And so, yeah, we had a bye week between the Classic and the championship game. We treated it as a normal bye week. The only change we had to make was accounting for Thanksgiving. And so we always try to get 3 practices in during the bye week. We take 2 days after the game for academics, practice 3 straight days, give them a couple of days off, and then come back on Sunday for scouting report. We used that same schedule last week. The only difference was we didn't go on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. So we went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, gave them Thanksgiving off, Friday off, and then Saturday, and we brought them back Sunday for our scouting report. So, try to keep routine. Our guys operate better when they're in a routine. When you start switching things up on them, it kind of throws them off the game a little bit. So, again, we'll see the results Saturday, but we've tried to be as consistent as possible with how we prepared all season. I don't think you change anything because it's a quote-unquote championship game. It's the next game on the schedule. We fully prepared to play 13 games this season. That's all we talked about since we got the training camp in August. We have an opportunity to play 13. We're guaranteed 11. If we take care of business, we can play up to 13. And this is number 12. So we expected it. We worked for it. We're thankful to be here. But, again, I don't think you change anything going into this championship game, and a lot of these guys do what they've done all season.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Marcus.
Coach Simmons, I wanted to ask, you have a senior-laden team. I believe there are 30 plus. And I don't know if all of them, my guess is just maybe half, or maybe here for the last time we were in the postseason of 2021. One of those not having been here yet, Jeremy Musa. What's your sense of the team's, I guess, mood and mindset going into, for some of them, that would be their first postseason game in college?
Yeah, I think the circumstances were a little different in 21. Obviously we went into the Classic, all the pressure of having to win the Classic and win it convincingly to be an at-large selection to the FCS playoffs. So we sat there on pins and needles that Sunday afternoon, waiting on a selection show. And so once we got the news that we were in the game, we were still in Orlando, and we did the selection show down at the law school in Orlando. So when we got the news, we were all very excited, but again, it threw our routine off. We're normally a Sunday practice team, and so we couldn't practice that Sunday because obviously we were in Orlando, had to try to make it back and get ready for the week, and it was Thanksgiving week. So you're talking about we had to practice on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, try to do a little something on Thursday, and try to get back on schedule. So just the difference in mindset of, we're kind of blessed to be in the playoffs, but it was kind of a consolation prize, because we didn't take care of business in the conference. And so we wanted to win the game. We obviously wanted to have a chance to ascend as far as we could into the playoffs. But I think the mindset was totally different. This year we really went into the season saying championship or bust. The way we scheduled, even, playing 2 Division II teams and just making the decision that we're not going to put this in the hands of the playoff committee. We're 100% locked in on the SWAC championship. And so now it's about, hey, this is the goal that we set for ourselves, and we got to go get it. Whereas in 21, it was kind of like, hey, we had to refocus, shift the mindset from SWAC championship celebration bowl to now playoffs, because we kind of felt Jackson wouldn't lose twice. And so I think the team is just in a different posture that we've prepared for this moment since January, so I think that's the difference. So there are not many guys that were on this team. Most of the seniors on this team weren't here. Jeremy Musa, Isaiah Major, a lot of those guys that are leading us right now were not a part of that team. And so this is their first experience in the postseason. But again, we're not looking at it as a postseason difference. We're looking at it as the next game.
Did Coach freeze?
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he did.
You got me there?
Oh, we got you. Well, we hit on there. We got you now. We got you. Okay.
Yeah. So looking for a much better outcome this time. I think the mindset of this team is 100% different than the mindset of that team going into the FCS playoffs.
True. Kelvin, go ahead and wrap it up with Coach.
All right, I'm gonna do one of my compound questions on this one, Coach, and done it in a while. So, and it's all related to the game Saturday. How are we in terms of health? Do we have everybody ready to go for the most part who contribute? How does the rain, the projection of heavy rain and cold impact your game planning and preparation? And just your thoughts of playing on the team second time, Prairie View, and the kind of effort that I anticipate that they're going to come with, because we did beat them handily the first time.
Yeah. So as far as health, we're relatively healthy. I think the only question mark will probably be Anthony Dunn. He'll be a game time decision, so we anticipate everyone else that has been playing to play. That includes Jeremy Musa, obviously, and the other guys that were somewhat limited the last couple of games of the season. So having a bye week, obviously, after the Classic, going into the championship game really helped us get relatively healthy this late in the season. As far as the forecast and the weather, I don't pay attention to it at all. Again, I said it today in the 220 Club. I said it Monday in my coach's call. One, I don't talk about weather with our staff, with our team. The only thing I ever say about inclement weather is that all it does is expose bad fundamentals. If you're a good fundamentally sound football team, the elements won't affect you as much. ball security. We preach ball security all the time anyway. So the fact that the ball is a little bit slicker shouldn't affect you if you're holding the ball the right way. Cat drops. Hey, we preach looking the ball into the tuck all the time, whether it's wet, dry, cold, or whatever the case may be. So it shouldn't affect us if we're playing fundamental football. Keeping our feet up underneath us, and so not slipping on a wet surface or those type of things. All comes down to keeping our balance and making sure that we're playing in a good football position. So these are all things that we coach from day one. And so if there's inclement weather, if it's cold, if the ground is slick, again, the team that has the better fundamentals will be the one that's less affected by the elements. And so the good thing about it, I've never seen a football game where it rains on one side and not the other side. I've never seen a game that snows on one side and not the other side. So whatever elements affect one team, they'll affect the other team. Well, not say affect, whatever elements are present, both.
Let's see. Let's give it a minute. I think he had a hiccup the last time as well. Let's see. I hope you didn't get sniped. There we go. We got you now,
Yeah.
Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we want to be able to run the football, rain, sleet, or snow, and obviously if it's inclement weather, you rely a little bit heavier on the run. But we want to be able to run the ball. We want to be able to stop the run. Obviously if it's inclement weather, they'll try to run the ball a little bit more. We want to be able to stop the run. We want to play sound on special teams. And we want to eliminate big plays. And so the game plan really doesn't change. How you call the game obviously may, just because, you're probably not going to throw it around the yard as much if there's inclement weather. But at the end of the day, I'm not so much worried about it from that regard. And then finally, this is the next game up. So what happened on homecoming has no bearing. We don't think about it. We haven't talked about it. We did our scout report. We did an entire different scout report. We did an entire different game breakdown. They played 3 games since we played last. We played 3 games since we played last. And so we looked at the last 3 games they played, and we put our game from early in the season in the 4-game breakdown that we always do for each opponent. And so the plays that we practiced or that we ran or that we thought would be successful against them were based on the 4 games prior to us playing them for homecoming. The plays that we installed this week going into the game were based on the 3 games that they played last, and our game was the 4th. So the last 4 games they played. So it's the same preparation. Like I said, it doesn't change because it's a championship game. Same preparation. I fully expect them to come in and play championship level football. This is a championship game, right? And so it theoretically is the 2 best teams in the conference going toe to toe. And so, I think they're coming with a lot of pride. They've taken advantage of their opportunities. That's the one thing I can say about this bunch that we're going up against. They had to win out. They won out. Other teams on that side needed to win out. They didn't. And so they've been opportunistic. They've taken advantage of their opportunities, and they find themselves in a championship game. So our guys, again, but it's about us. It's about what we do. It's about how we prepare. It's about how we do the little things right on game day. And we do that. I think the outcome will be what we all expect. Not predicting a score, not predicting a blowout or anything of that nature. But I do believe if we play our best football and they play their best football, that I think we're the better team. And so for us, it's just about preparing to go do that. And if we can do that, I think we'll have the outcome that we all desire, and we'll be able to finish this thing off the right way.
Well, Coach, I can sort of unofficially confirm that regardless of the weather, the distraction committee will be there. They'll be they'll make sure clear ponchos and all that other stuff. So I got to give you props for that one, Coach. That was great. I don't know if people picked up on it, but Rattler Nation knew. So that was beautiful how you had dropped that nugget in there. But
I'll tell you what, after that call, I actually had a chance to talk to Coach Broderick Fobbs earlier this week. he remembers the distraction committee. But I thought it would be appropriate to bring that out during the call. So I know hopefully Rattler Nation caught the gist of it, and it would be nice if we can get that going on Saturday.
Hey, Coach, man, thanks for your time again. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to your staff and all of the support people, because I know, like you said, it's not just one person, not only on just the individual awards, but the the final statistics in terms of defense and everything. And so have a great, peaceful rest of the week, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday in Tallahassee, man. And let's go 1-0 every day the rest of this week. That's what we're talking about, right?
No doubt about it. Just be where your feet are and win the day. That's our motto. Be 1-0 this week. So thank you guys as always. I appreciate you for taking time out this evening to speak with us. And again, look forward to seeing you guys this weekend in Bragg on Ken Rile Field. It'll look a little different. They're out there painting some logos and all kinds of stuff to make it a SWAC championship game appropriate. So all my true Rattlers, don't be disappointed. I even heard some rumors, don't know if they're true or not, that they may even paint one of the end zones PV colors. So if they do, it's a championship game. All right. So in most championship game formats, the end zones are split. One is one team, one's the home team, one's the visiting team. So if they do, it will wash off. Just like the Pepsi logo, like the other things, it will wash off. So Rattler Nation, don't get too riled up if or take it out on them when you're cheering. If you come out there for game day and see one of the end zones purple and gold.
Oh yeah. You know, Rattler Nation gonna do what Rattler Nation do.
I fully expect it.
I appreciate the heads up, so that way we're not all totally caught off guard. Like, what the hell is this? So thank you for the heads up.
Just a reminder, this is a SWAC championship game. This isn't a FAMU home game. So ticketing, parking, all those things. I know AD Sykes fielded a lot of questions today about it. And so just want to reiterate that to everyone that this is a SWAC championship game. It's we're just the host site. That's all it is. So they're responsible for everything. Sponsorships, parking, all of those things. So Invest in Champions members, you had your first deal to get your parking spaces. But now they're open to the public. And so, whether you get your old spot back or your spot for this season, can't guarantee that. So, again, just don't want to cause anything, that we don't need that to be the distraction committee. The distractions don't need to be the parking, all those things that surround the game, this game day experience. Again, just understand that this is a SWAC championship event that's hosted by the SWAC, that's put on by the SWAC. We just happen to be the host site. So, look forward to seeing everyone there. Get to the stadium early. Rattler Walk we'll still do Rattler Walk at 1:45. Again, weather doesn't change anything. The only thing changes is lightning. If it happens to be lightning, obviously we stop all activity. But a little rain never hurt anybody. So if it happens to, hey, wear your ponchos. You'll be fine. If you got your hair done, make sure you cover it up.
There you go. All right, Coach. Thanks for your time again. Congrats. Have a good night. We'll see you on Saturday. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Go Rattlers.
All right. Go Rattlers. All right. All right. Wow. All right. Let's take a short break and come back, and let's talk to another former FAMU football coach, but he was also one of the Prairie View A&M legends who helped lead them to a SWAC championship title as well. Coach KJ Black coming up on the other side after these words. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. with me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com. All right, Rattler Nation, we are not done. The show loaded up. The SWAC Championship preview show right here on the ONG Strike Zone, Black College Sports Network. Join us right now to give us both sides. He's got a feel for both sides of this thing in this matchup. Not only is he a former quarterback coach for FAMU, also a former coach and a Prairie View A&M legend. It is current Los Angeles Rams coach, assistant coach, KJ Black. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Hope y'all can hear me okay. I got my earbuds in. Am I sounding all right?
You sound great.
Good.
You sound
good.
great,
Yeah,
Coach.
man. It's great to see you guys, man. Long time no speak, man. How's everything going in Tallahassee?
It's going great right now, Coach. Hopefully your former team won't mess it up.
We're gonna do what we do, baby. The last time we was well, let me not say the last time, because the last time we didn't get it done, but I know in 2009 we got it done. So we're looking to make history again. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look. So just in case people aren't familiar with that 2009 year, of course, you helped lead Prairie View to its first title since 1964. You guys went on an 8-game winning streak when you became the starter. Almost one of those FAMU type legend stories that we've had guys who have done that. They came in kind of after a few games and then they just kind of take off. And you were the offensive player of the year in the SWAC. Go back to some of your memories of that 2009 season and just playing in that SWAC championship game, if you would.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I just had this conversation with ESPN because they're doing a special on HBCU, former players and also HBCU graduates who are a part of the NFL right now. And I actually had to tell this story. But 2009 was a magical season. It was one of those seasons of destiny. Again, I didn't start the year as the starter, and that was mainly my fault. And I tell people all the time that I wasn't mentally prepared to go in there and do what was necessary until that first game got going. And I realized, man, I didn't put my best foot forward. I didn't give it everything I got. But when I did get my opportunity, which was the New Mexico State game, which we should have won, they called back a long touchdown run that I had. We ended up only losing by two points. But ever since that moment, we just hit the ground running, and the offense just seemed to click better with me in there. And I went into the next game, the third game of the season, against Grambling State University, which being my first start, and we beat Grambling for the first time in over a decade, maybe almost 2 decades, if I remember correctly, in the State Fair Classic. And I just remember, you're talking about memories. I remember going up into the stands after that game in the Cotton Bowl, and alumni were hugging me, crying, telling me they had never seen PV beat Grambling. I remember, older women and stuff like that just crying and telling me, thank you so much for coming to PV, because we thought we'd never see Grambling take an L to PV. And it just kind of went on from there. And if you were to go back and look at that team, there were so many All-Americans. I'm not just talking about All-Americans on that team, 4 or 5 guys that got opportunities to play in pro ball. And I'm talking NFL because there weren't that many leagues back then in 2009 like there are now. So it was a talented team, man. It was a talented team on both sides of the ball. And it was just, like I said, a year of destiny, man. It was fun to be a part of, and I'll always cherish those memories.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, I'm interested to hear what you're doing now. I think you made a little shift year one in the NFL. I think he was working more with the quarterbacks. I think you're working with the receivers a little more right now. Kind of tell me how everything's going.
Yeah. So actually, I'm kind of doing both. So I'm getting a chance to, I'm still responsible for meeting with our offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur, and once he and Sean McVay and our quarterback coach, Zach Robinson, kind of put the final touches on the game plan, they bring it to me. They talk me through it, and I basically bring it to life for the team in terms of the display, the pictures, and stuff like that. So that's a big part of what I do during the week. Meeting room wise, in terms of meetings, I'm either with the receivers or the quarterbacks. Just depends on the day and how it kind of shakes out. So I'm getting a chance to hear it from the QB coach's mouth, from the OC's mouth, and from the receiver's mouth. So I'm getting it both ways. And on the field, you'll see me mainly with the receivers, mainly because they asked me to use my old messed up arm to throw them the ball a little bit, but also getting a chance to teach them and work fundamentally with them as well. So I'm kind of excited and glad that Sean had that talk with me about moving to the receivers, because now I can add that to my resume that I have, been in the receiver room. I've talked to them more than just about plays. I'm helping those guys learn releases, attacking leverage, using our hands at the second level, things like that. So I'm not just a quarterback coach. I've done tight ends before. Now I can add receivers to my resume. So it's been great.
Okay.
That's awesome. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, kind of capitalizing on what you were just speaking on, can you give us an update on Xavier Smith?
Can I? This is what I say about Xavier Smith. If you were to, and I wish he would walk in, I was hoping, I'm in a big room. I hope I'm not echoing, but I had to move away from my office because it was kind of loud. A lot of the defensive coaches are near my office, and one of them is Raheem Morris. And his favorite guy on our scout team, on our look team, is Xavier Smith. And the reason why he's his favorite, because he's the one who gives the best effort every day, makes plays on all three levels of the field every day, and he's challenging our DBs at practice and making those guys better. And you got to think, we're a young team. I know you guys were on opposite ends of the country, but we're a young team. So you got, first and second year corners going up against Xavier, who's a rookie himself, and those guys go at it every day. If I could, I would show you guys film of catches he made today, attacking the ball, going up and getting it, and you hear people on the sideline going, ooh, like they weren't expecting a 5'9" guy to go up and get the ball over the middle like that. So he's doing well, man. It's about waiting for your opportunity. The same thing that happened with Marquise Bell. Marquise had to wait a full year until the chips just fell his way. But when you get in there, you can't come out. You got to show him that you can do it. Me and X have had that talk multiple times, and he's ready. He's ready. He just has to be patient. And when he gets his time, whether it's this year, whether it's training camp, whether it's preseason, he's got to be ready, and he will be.
Nice.
All right. Thank you.
I wanted to hit up because a couple people in the chats dropped a few dimes here. Bull said, did you predict that FAM would go 10-1 at the beginning of the year?
I mean, I was there for 3 years. I know half the team, so I know the talent. Yeah, I did, and I mean, it's, to be honest with you, the one loss at South Florida, I told people, don't be surprised if y'all won that one. It wasn't a talent issue. It was just execution. Right. It was the same thing in, what was that, 2021 when we went down there. We put up 400-some yards of offense on USF then. So and I had this conversation with a couple of our scouts. The gap, and we're talking about levels of college football, the gap isn't between FCS and G5. It's FCS to Power 5. We could play with any G5. If we're talking FAMU talent-wise, they can play with any G5 in the country. Right, it just comes down to, are they going to execute better than the other team that day? But there is not a big talent gap. Now you're talking, University of Florida, you're talking Kentucky. Okay, there's a little bit of difference in the trenches there, but there's not that big of a gap to where you can't be confident going into a G5 stadium and getting the W. So, I mean, they showed the last couple of times, and I think Troy, you guys have Troy on the schedule next year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That should be a W. We should be talking about FAMU beating Troy next year. So, it can be done.
So as you seen this team, and from this angle, it almost feels like our expectations, well, let's just say the defense has done what we thought it would do. I don't think there's a person watching, listening, that didn't think the defense would be as good as it turned out to be. The offense has probably, to most people's expectations, has been incomplete in some quarters. We've seen good halves. We've seen good quarter. I don't think we've seen 4 straight quarters of everybody's expectation. Now, you obviously you get a chance to see it at the pro level. Is that even realistic to have 4 good quarters? I mean, how do you evaluate what you see from the offensive side of the ball for FAMU this year?
That's a great question. And to be honest with you, we've only had one game where we had 3 quarters of execution and satisfaction on our end and at the pro level. So number one, to get that at the collegiate level, whether it's FCS or Power 5, is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but that doesn't mean you can't strive for that. That doesn't mean you can't expect that. Just watching FAMU, because I probably watched every game just because, again, me and Willie have such a great relationship. And, again, Musa, me and Willie both brought Musa there, and I always want to see how he's doing. I've even had a couple of our quarterback coach and our, special assistant to the head coach have asked about Musa because they seen him throw on TV or something, and they're like, man, he's got a nice little mustache. Yeah, he does. He can sling it now. But I think the reason it's up and down, I think those guys sometimes get bored, and I'm outside in. I don't know this, but I think they get bored because they know they're more talented than everybody. So there may be times where they're just not as focused as they should be. Maybe their technique lacks because they, have just felt like, we're going to win this game. I can just show up and win. But when you see them play those teams who are close to talent and they know they have to be locked in, they turn it on.
Yeah.
And I think that's, they just have to be mentally focused Saturday because I'm telling you, Prairie View has a chip on their shoulder. They've been doubted all year. Yeah. Bubba McDowell said it in the at the media days at the beginning of the year. We finished 5th. That's all I'm going to say. We shouldn't have been that low. And he's used that as motivation for those guys. And look, here we are now. They're in the championship game, and they're still feeling like they're underrated. So FAMU cannot sleepwalk through this game. Okay, and in the weather, everybody's talking about the weather. I think that goes both ways. I think it helps both teams because both teams want to run the ball anyway, if we're being honest. But FAMU has to come ready and prepared to play if they want to give themselves a chance to win and get what we all think they should be. If we're talking about being realistic in terms of the talent level, they should be representing the SWAC. Well, they have to show up on Saturday and do what they're supposed to do.
Appreciate that. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, I'm gonna get a little juicy here. I want you to kind of talk about what's your thoughts on some of the coaching decisions in the SWAC, particularly on that west side. And my follow-up to that is, are you looking? Are you interested in coming back to the field coach?
All right, so let's. There are some decisions. There are some decisions that I've looked at in the SWAC West and asked myself, why are they moving on so quickly? And mainly the one from Grambling because number one, Hugh just got there. His ability to provide resources to Grambling has been big time, and you cannot say that they haven't improved on the field from year 1 to year 2. So that one scratched my head. It made me think. You can kind of make an argument for Dooley, but that just, the Southern that's who Southern is. I talked to somebody in the coaching ranks in the HBCU world as well, and they said Southern's always been like that with their coaches. They'll fire you in a heartbeat. If it's not close to what they think you should be doing, you got a chance of being fired at Southern. So that's what they've always been. So we shouldn't be shocked by that. Whether you agree or not, you shouldn't be shocked by that one. And then Texas Southern, I think McKinney got a shot. They've always been a school that'll give you all 4 years. Sorry about that. They give you all 4 years to get it done. And Coach McKinney just didn't do enough in their eyes. So there's a lot of turnover in the West, but who's not having a lot of turnover? Prairie A&M. If you look at the records the last few years or the last decade, who's right there, right below FAMU? Prairie A&M is right there. So there's a reason why they've been so successful because they give their coaches a chance, man, in my opinion. They give you a chance to go in there and put your imprint on the program. And Bubba's done a great job getting those guys prepared and getting where we all, in terms of when I say we as PV fans, we expect to be competing for championships, and we're getting a chance to do that. And then your second part of your question, to be honest with you, my agent and we talk all the time, and he'll bring stuff to me that he thinks I should look at. And if somebody were to call my agent and we had a conversation, I'll consider it. But my phone's been pretty dry, I'll tell you that. So if you were to ask my wife would say we ain't going nowhere. She loves it. They need to call her before they call me because
Understood.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Coach Black, I wanted to ask you, so what, if you were to look in your crystal ball, come Saturday evening about 7:30, what would you expect to be scrolling across the ESPN screen on the results of the SWAC championship game?
So I'll give you a headline. Physical wet day ends in a historic game for Prairie A&M.
Oh, okay.
I expect it to be. I expect it to be a physical game. I expect because if you listen to Bubba talk, they were missing some guys, some big time guys for them. Like they don't have the depth that FAMU has, obviously, but they do have some guys that I think can play, and a few of those guys didn't play. So you're talking about adding the big pieces for Prairie View. If we're being honest, I think it's going to be. I think it's just going to be physical. I don't think there's going to be a lot of passes thrown, especially on the purple and gold side. That's just not what they do. If they get behind us, they're in trouble. If they get behind by 2 or 3 touchdowns, they're in trouble. But if they can hang around and like I said, if they can hang around and lean on their D-line, which is the best part of their team to me, their ability to play up front and get after the quarterback, that gives them a chance. Now, if it becomes a shootout, the sun comes out and it's a shootout, I'm just hoping and praying that we can stay in the game. But I expect a physical game. I expect a nasty game. I expect a old school, who can move who can keep their footing and make plays when they have to make them. And like I said, I'm hoping that the home team gets it done. But I definitely know the talent that FAMU has. I'm not going to act like they're not the most talented team, not only in the SWAC, but in all HBCU. So it's going to be a tough one. And the only way we could do it for Prairie View is just have to make it an ugly game.
Yeah.
Let me follow up with that. Tyronn Conley. I don't know. We had some guys. It's funny you were talking about Xavier Smith. Kanan Lamb was on the show earlier, and he was talking about how Xavier had reached out to him back in the day when he was at FAM. I'm just curious, what's your evaluation on Tyronn Conley? I mean, he's one of the 2 or 3 returning quarterbacks from last year. And so it's really, I feel it's not surprising to me to see Prairie View and FAMU in this because, I mean, obviously, Prairie View had to beat Texas Southern in that first game of the year. Unfortunately, Andrew Body got hurt. And so really the 2 returning quarterbacks from a year ago are in this championship game, the only 2 who are still standing, so to speak. What's your take on him? And is he, how do you feel he will do in this environment, in this situation? Have you seen the kind of growth from him that can help Prairie View pull off that magical upset like you just described?
So I had the opportunity to be there when we recruited and signed Tyronn. I think I was, if I remember correctly, that was Dooley's first season at Prairie View. And Tyronn was one of those initial signees for his first class. And I have definitely seen the maturation and growth from Tyronn. I think that's the biggest thing he brings to this game for them is his ability to be calm. He's never too high, never too low. That's something I know Bubba's always appreciated that from Tyronn. I think he's got a better understanding of when to run and how to run, right? He knows when to run out of bounds, when to get down. That's a key thing for a quarterback. I don't always have to run through guys. I don't have to take shots. I want to get through the entire game. You know what I mean? Not just try to run everybody over and make Sports Center. But, I think I've always wanted more from Tyronn in terms of his timing and rhythm, playing from the pocket. I think that's kind of up and down. But when he's on, he's tough to deal with. If he does, play with a little bit of timing and rhythm and the ball comes out at the right time, he's tough to deal with because he can run as well. But, definitely the one thing you cannot sleep on him, he's mature. He's come from behind a couple times this season, so he can do that. And you just have to play him honest. You have to play him honest because if he gets out and he gets a straight line, there's not a lot of people that's going to catch him.
Any other X factor players or guys that Rattler Nation should kind of pay attention to as we watch the other side, that Prairie View side?
Yeah, of course the backfield. We're going to try to run the ball. I'm sure that's a Mark Frederick Staple, who's offensive coordinator. He wants to run the ball. Him and Ashton Green, who's the offensive line coach there, they want to run the ball. So Caleb Johnson and Ahmad Antoine are probably going to get 30 to 40 carries together. Like it's going to be a lot of runs, I would expect. If I were them, I would try to keep the ball out of FAMU's hands. Don't let Jeremy sit back there and pick you apart, and don't let Terrell and Kelvin Dean get going. The best way to do that, don't give them a bunch of opportunities. So I expect to see a lot of those guys. I expect Brian Juice Jenkins to get the ball however they can get it to him, and that's the receiver that transferred in. Whether it's jet sweeps, screens, reverses, whatever, I expect him to get some touches to try to outflank the defense, which is going to be hard because we all know how fast FAMU is. But I would expect him to try that a few times. And then defensively, again, I'm just going to give credit to the entire D-line. Are they the best D-line in the SWAC? No, they're not, but I think they have some talent. I think they have some talent, especially on the edge. I'm blanking on his name, but number 9, their defensive end is a good player. And so we have to be able to get him going, get him freed up one-on-one, and let him make some plays if we're going to have a chance.
Yeah, 9 is Keyshawn Johnson.
There you go,
yeah.
Keyshawn Johnson. I should have known that because he's the same name as the receiver from Alabama State. I should have known that.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I always sometimes get when I hear people talking about. I'm like, they're not talking about the Alabama State receiver. Yeah, no. Okay, you guys got any final questions for Coach Black there before we wrap up the segment with him? Anything you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I got one quick one, Coach. You get your breakdown of Prairie View. Give me your breakdown of Prairie View quarterback. Give me a breakdown of Musa and his maturation from last year to this year.
Funny thing you said that. I probably text Musa 3 weeks ago. I told him I'm gonna choke him when I see him, because I know how talented he is, and you guys have only seen 70% of what we, and I say me and Willie when we first brought him, what we expected him to be, and that was still good enough to be Player of the Year. So let that sink in. When he is right, and I'm talking right mentally, seeing it the way he's supposed to see it fundamentally, there's not a lot of guys in the country that spin it like he does. I mean, he throws one of the most, you guys seen some of the deep balls that he throws. It's some of the most beautiful throws I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So when he's on, he is on, and it's going to be a tough day for anybody. Ask North Carolina. They struggle with him. So, but he, again, what I can say is that he's learned how to deal with adversity. He's learned how to deal with Coach Simmons, because you guys probably know better than the fans do. Coach Simmons can be hard on QBs. Yeah. And he's learned how to deal with that, how to take what he says and not how he says it, and take that and process it and then translate it on the field. But one thing that he's always been able to do is be smart with the ball. You haven't seen a bunch of turnovers. You've seen a few, but not a lot, which is good and always keeps you guys in the game. So he's had a good year, and he would even tell you not a great year. And he's got more to prove. He's got a big stage to do that on Saturday and potentially going forward. So I'm just super proud of him. I texted him and told him I was so proud of him. This is something that we talked about when he first signed. He's Coach, I just want an opportunity. I just needed somebody to believe in me, and we told him we was going to believe in him. And you heard Coach Simmons say it a lot too, that he just, he tells his quarterbacks all the time, you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder. I believe in you. I chose you to be the starter, so you're going to be the starter. And now 2 years later, he's off the Player of the Year. So I'm just happy for him. Congratulations to him. And like I said, good luck to him on Saturday.
All right. Where will you be watching the game at?
I'll be at home. So usually Saturdays we practice in the morning. We have a walkthrough in the morning, and then in the afternoons I'm at home. So I'll be at home watching you guys. I think you guys kick off at 4.
4 Eastern.
Yeah,
4
Eastern.
Eastern.
It'll be 1 o'clock for me. So I'll be at home on my couch, and me and my wife and my parents are flying in because they're going to the game Sunday. So we'll all be watching, and we're gonna see what happens.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Hey, and by the way, good luck to you guys, man. I got a small thought that you guys can win the West. I'm not gonna say I got a little pizza money down on. I think y'all can sneak the West out of there. Y'all are 4-1 in the division. Quietly,
Hey.
nobody. They talking about that other team up on the Bay.
We just gonna be where our feet are. We got to win this week. We win this week, and then people start looking at us and talking about us, and we're gonna keep saying, just win the next game. Just win the next game. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, hey, Coach, thank you for your time tonight, and enjoy the game. Hopefully we get a good one, and we appreciate you, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again down the road. All right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man. Good luck Saturday.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Coach KJ Black.
Hey, I was nice. I was gonna need a coach because I saw him predict. I saw the prediction he made. I know he got a bet with Mr. Campbell too. So
yes. I forgot.
I let him off the hook.
Coach Mr. Campbell said, Coach Black got to donate to the athletic fund on the win. So that's what's up. That's what's up. I would expect nothing less of a PV alum, a PV legend. I mean, got to go with you got to go with the loyalties in situations like this, and it's great that he knows both sides, and that's so. I think it's put it like this: Prairie View has to play a perfect game, and I think you got to catch FAMU when a lot of things go wrong. I think that's the way. If you're looking on that side, okay. If we're all being realistic, how does it not work out for us? Well, we jumped out on them 14-0, and you just heard it right there from Coach Black. Prairie View down 14 is not good. That's not a place they want to be. So if we can jump on them early again, all of a sudden that self-doubt starts to creep in to a team that just lost 45-7. I think, hope is what I don't want us to give them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want us to be in a tie ball game. Dog fight after the first quarter, because that's when you come out of that first quarter saying, all right, fellas, they thought they were going to smoke us. We were down 14 last time. Here we are, tie ball game, or God forbid, they got to lead. Hey, fellas, we got them. We got them. Now, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing starts to build up. So the first quarter is going to be really, really important for us.
You got to remember the last game. It was 14-7, and they were driving in to either tie the game or maybe make it 14-10 with about a minute left in the second quarter, and we got an interception and a big return, and we end up scoring with less than 50 seconds going into the half to make it 21-7. Then, of course, like we always do in the third quarter, typically we came out and put the game away, but it could have been different. So there's a path for them, and and like Coach Simmons said, like I articulated, I really do believe we're going to get their best effort, and so a good start for us is important in this game.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and that's why I kind of lament a lot of the crap talking on social media. People talking about or anything as it relates to somebody saying they're making plans for Atlanta already. So I understand the power of positive thinking and positive words and all that, but just like, and we don't know to what degree, that graphic that they made for the first game with the guy standing on the flame, and I don't know to what degree. I didn't see that till like the day of or something like that. So I don't know how inspiring that is, but we don't want to put anything that somebody going to get embarrassed type thing that would benefit Previe in terms of them thinking they have no shot. And you look at I don't know what you call that, the betting stuff. I've seen some stuff floating around. What do you call the line or something like that? The expectation is that FAMU is going to beat them. We're going to beat them because of how bad the score was the first time. But this is the second go around for somebody we've already played before, who's seen our film and has 11 games worth of analysis. And like Kelvin just said, we put it away with the turnover late in the second quarter and then turn it on the third quarter, but it's not like we were whooping them out the gate. Now, the one thing I will say to our benefit, and I don't know if Prairie View has the same benefit, if you will, that we've shown enough mettle and enough fortitude, like in Texas Southern, like in Alabama State, and even Southern Valley game. The Valley game could have really been a turnaround, because if it weren't for I guess that interception that we threw in the back of the end zone, they ran out and he stepped out maybe around midfield. That could have been bad at halftime. but we've shown resolve, and hopefully, I hope that the result of the first game doesn't feed into a sense of complacency going into the second game. And we've already seen where, and Coach Black alluded to it, Coach Simmons alluded to it over the season, that the team tends to turn it on and, from our words, tends to play down to their opponent. And if they think that, hey, we already beat these guys by 38 the first time, it's going to be a cakewalk this time, then it's going to be a different story, especially with the weather impact.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if that happened to us. I will say what I'm looking at the box score and the stats from that first meeting, and I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of what EA sent in the chats about, we cannot commit 10 plus penalties a game, but this actually, the first time we played Prairie was probably one of our lowest penalized games. We only committed 4 penalties for 40 yards. They committed 7 for 51. We held them to just 220 yards of total offense. Of course, we understand all of that. They were 5 of 17 on third down. They did possess the ball longer than us by about 5 minutes. So again, that and you take that into consideration. Of course, we had the interception returned for a touchdown. Was that this game where the interception was returned for a touchdown?
No, it set up a touchdown.
I think
Griffey.
Yeah, I think.
the last game. Yeah, I mean the last quarter.
End. Yeah, at the end of the game.
Yeah. So I think we if we can play a similar clean game, that is an advantage for this team. And just to further illustrate, a further point, Marcus, you were talking about you mentioned the spread. The first time we were like a 20-point favorite, literally 20 and a half. And I was shocked. And, I've talked about this team, and I've told you the magic number is 17 and a half. It was not great success when it's been that high. And that one we covered, which I was like, whoa, really? Okay. And now this game, we are a 17.5-point favorite. So 3 points less than the first time. The total is 51, which is right about where, there were 52 total points the last time these two played. So, I don't know. I don't know if we're I don't know if we're 17.5 points better the second time around. But again, you beat a team by, we can call it 38, but let's just say without the pick six at the end of the game, it's really you beat them by 31. So you beat a team by 30 plus points. So you covered 10 points over the spread, and now the game is 3 points less. You almost, if you guys are out there, and those of you who like it, you almost gotta lay, you gotta lay the money with FAMU. You really do. When you think about it, and then go back, I'll tell you one other thing. Go back and look at the Prairie View wins. Okay, the Prairie View wins. I wrote this down. A 3-point win over Texas Southern, right? A 3-point win over Alcorn. I'm not gonna count the Mississippi Valley and the UAPB games. Okay.
They count.
Well, okay. They count.
I understand what you're saying.
A 6-point win over Southern and a touchdown win over Alabama State. Now
they'd like to keep it close.
I don't know. That's but again, when we talk about tiers in this conference, we got to be realistic. There really is us on, and I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. Damn that. It's the end of the year. I can say it, and I can stand on facts for all y'all who gonna come at me about some BS. There's like 2 tiers. There's really us. Then there's another tier that involves Jackson State, Alabama State, Alcorn, Prairie View. That's another tier. And then you got the next tier, which is like Grambling, Southern, and Alabama A&M, and then you don't even count the bottom tier. But I'm just saying. So you got to be measured and realistic in this one, and so that's my thought, Mr. Campbell. I think you're gonna win that bet personally. Just to tell you, just to put that on game. So
and that's the point I thought you were going to make. His point about means they're comfortable in close games. So if they keep it close,
so are we though?
Yeah.
I mean, anytime this team has got challenged, that's when you get their attention, and then they separate. We've got a 12 game body of work at this point, and I'm with Brian on this. I do think it can be more competitive. I don't expect the score to be the same as it was last time, but we are who we are, and our defense. I said at the beginning of the year before we even played it down. Our defense is what separates us from the rest of the SWAC, and it will this game too.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Before we give bold predictions, we got to make mention. I saw you guys talking about it in the chat room. Tough double overtime loss for men's basketball to Division II Albany State. I think the final score in double overtime was like
92 to 85.
92 to 85. The kicker for me, and I don't know which side I'm looking at. Oh, the kicker for me, Albany State, and this is how you beat teams. When you're the smaller school, how you beat the team in the higher classification above you, when you go 15 of 26 from the three-point arc and they go 5 of 19, that's how you knock off a higher division team. And I'm talking about, that's what Albany State went. 15 of 26 from the arc. We were 5 of 19. They were 23 of 35 at the free throw line.
What?
I swear I'm reading this right. I sent it to you. I sent you the stats. We were 16 of 22 at the free throw line. Yes, they went to the free throw line 35. I don't know who's feeding these refs before the game, but there's no way in hell a Division II team should come into your gymnasium, your arena, and go to the free throw line 12 more times than you and make 7 more free throws than you. We out rebounded them 55 to 32. Now, to me, I bet if I went deeper into that, I bet that's a lot of offensive rebounds. Us cleaning up our own shots that we missed. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But damn. Really? You out rebound somebody by 20, but then you get outshot by 10 threes. And man. So
KJ Parker.
Not good. Hey, and not good. That's all. Ain't nothing you can say positive, So I'm just gonna say
had a kid who
this is not good. This is not good.
Yeah,
Not good.
Shakur Poteet. Yeah, he went for 31.
Jesus.
He went off.
Holy cow, 31?
But we're supposed to be a defensive team, though. That's supposed to be our calling card. So
we are until we aren't. I mean,
hey, we 0-5. We are what our record says we are.
We are what our record says we are. Yeah. And your boy got into the ball game. He shall not be named. It didn't work out too well. Jesus. On a more positive note, Coach Gordon got her first win on Saturday as the Lady Rattlers got their first win against Jacksonville University on Saturday. I was following Liv. Liv was tweeting out stats and updates on that game. I think if I recall, she was really pleased with the effort. I know Shawnee Gilbert had another good game. Ariana Grizzle did well. And off the bench, I believe
number 0.
Sylvester. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
She's the backup point guard. I remember the game. I remember. Did she start?
Yeah, she started.
Oh, she started. Okay.
And she was very. I was at the game and I think Coach has found a lineup that she can go with. Also, she shortened her bench.
Oh yeah.
You know, she had hinted at it when she was so disappointed with the other game. So she did shorten her rotation, but she was forced to go back to it because at the end, fourth quarter, because the referees must have called 20 fouls on us. We had 2 girls to foul out, had a couple more with 4 fouls, and I mean, I don't know. We were killing Jacksonville. We were playing beautiful basketball, and then they started that fourth quarter, man. They started calling all these fouls, man, and they got back into it, but the girls held on. And I tell you, having that other guard on the floor, so that at times Grizzle don't have to always handle the ball, and she can focus on her scoring. Plus the other guard guarded their best one-on-one player, their best guard. So Grizzle doesn't have to work as hard on the defensive end also. But it was a really solid win, a really good win because they played well. Then they had adversity and had to hold on to complete the victory. So hopefully they can build upon that. You on mute or something, Brian?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was saying, Marcus, anything you want to add there on men or women's basketball?
Well, glad the women got their first win. Tonight, I guess I'm disappointed in the result, not only because of who we lost to, a Division II team, whom we would think we would be, with the 2 big guys, we would have a size advantage over, but also on not capitalizing. We played Oregon well last week. I think that was a game that was winnable. Yeah. And to have that kind of showing and then to follow it up with this one is disappointing. I mean, the Oregon game really, I guess we talked about, I can't remember when the game actually, it was the Monday before last.
9 days.
9 days.
So we did talk about it.
That's way too long.
That's true. And then you have the holiday break. But even still, to have that kind of showing against Oregon, and even though I know their top 2 or 3, some of their starters were out, but we played a competitive game, and if it weren't for like a 10-point barrage, 10-point barrage in like the middle of the second half, that game was nip and tuck. And then to not build upon that and to have this, because it was close at halftime. I think it was a 1-point game at halftime for this one against Albany State, and I was like, oh, okay. So that's how it's going to be. And then I was trying to keep track, as we were on a separate screen just to see the game tracker. And so, it's
the only other stretch where they have a 9 days off, let me say it right, is late in December after playing UCF in Orlando on the 21st of December. They play University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, up in Columbia on December 30th. 9 days. I mean, so many other teams played over the holiday break. It felt like we should have found a way to schedule a game over the weekend, even if it was Friday or Saturday, just to kind of keep you fresh. 9 days is a long time. I'm not making excuses, so please don't think I am. But 9 days is a long time. You're looking at me like that's like somebody sitting in the chat room. I thought Coach Simmons didn't talk about the weather, and Coach Simmons was talking about the weather for like 2 minutes. Yes, so however you want to interpret what I just said, it is what it is. I'm not making excuses, but
It ain't no excuse you can make for that, man. I mean, I don't care how many days you had off. You got to beat a D. We paid them for that L.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Yes, you you paid Albany State to come down the road to take an L, and then we lose to them. God bless it.
They almost beat us last year. We only won by like 1 or 2 points last year.
I know that's what I remember, Coach. That's what we talked about.
And then Coach told me, "We gonna approach it different. I'm gonna scout them, and we gonna game plan." Lord hell, if you did, oh Lord,
he played 12 guys. He played 12 guys. 12 guys got minutes. Your boy got 6 minutes. Put up 5 points. See, this is where the hype happens. He played 6 minutes. He who shall not be named scored 5 points in 6 minutes. Hit 1 3-pointer, 2 free throws. He got 5 shots up in 6 minutes. Now, that's what you call shooter's volume. 5 shots in 6 minutes. That's somebody who knows I may not get off the bench again. I got to get some shots up.
Well, I mean, that's his role on this team, though. He's a scorer. If he gonna be on the court, that's what he has to do.
Yeah. Okay. He did get 3 rebounds as well. God bless it, man. Ooh, it's a big disparity. They're like, when we went into overtime, we must not have gone to any bench guys, because I'm looking at, when you go look at the minutes in this game, Lamar 42 minutes, Louis Jean 39 minutes, KJ 40 minutes, Shannon Grant 33, Chapman 31, and the next closest guy is Morel Schramm with 17, followed by Coffee with 13. Eatman, the other big guy, only got 8 minutes. I tell you. Ooh.
No.
I'm glad I can't watch that game on replay. I guess my Rattler Plus subscription ran out. But anyway, I guess I don't have to watch that replay. That's brutal. The women are on the road. Talk about upcoming games, and then we'll come back to football here. The women are traveling out to the Houston area this weekend. So unfortunately, they won't be around for the SWAC Championship game this weekend. They play Sam Houston State December 1st, which is
Friday
at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, they take on the University of Houston. So if you're in the Houston area, it'd be great to get out and support and show some love and catch the women over at Sam Houston or the University of Houston. I'll tell you what, I promise one thing. If you go to the game, you're going to see a team giving good effort. And they might even steal a win against one of those. Sam Houston is highly ranked last time I saw. So neither one of those are going to be easy wins, but I think they're going to go in. Coach is not going to accept just going out there to catch a paycheck. She's going to go out there to get a win, not just one win, but 2. So that's the mindset she's going to have. All right. Kelvin, do you want to talk about that breakfast on Saturday morning, that announcement that we saw? Do you want to mention that? Is it open to the public? Is it open to the public? Because it read like it was open to the public.
I saw something that was put out there. Do you have the slide?
The slide. No, I do not have the slide.
Okay. Well, it's a group that is working with I think Curtis Johnson and the NAA. They're doing a breakfast at the Rec Center at 9 o'clock.
I pulled up what was sent out. So The breakfast for the new construction or renovation of FAMU athletic facilities, Bragg Memorial Stadium, will be the morning of the SWAC Championship. Of course, the game is Saturday at 4. The breakfast is Saturday, December 2nd at 9 a.m. at the Hansel Tooks Rec Center on the campus of FAMU. The breakfast is hosted by FAMU National Alumni Association President, Mr. Curtis Johnson, and First Strike. We are asking DSOs, affinity groups, fans, supporters, and partners to attend, and we would like for you to attend. It is time to transform FAMU, America's HBCU. I like that. I like that. America's HBCU. I like that. That's catchy.
Good branding.
It is. It is, man. That should carry us into the next 5 years. Somebody ought to do something with that.
Well, I'm interested to see what comes of this. This seems it's a free event. There's no charge, and I think this is more of a kind of introduction into this particular group and division, and trying to get all the alumni infinity groups on the same page in terms of athletic facilities and what's needed, and try to get the ball rolling. And out of this meeting, I think the next meeting will be with the administration and the university folks. So hopefully some good information comes out of it. I'll be there, and we'll see where it goes. But it's needed. I'm glad we're talking about it. It starts, and the planning starts now. This is like a first step. So I'm excited and hopeful at this point that something will come of it.
One more note here regarding tickets. My good friend Mike Reed, justlookingout.com, he's got access to 10 tickets that are together in Section A. And the folks who are selling those tickets are selling them at face value or at the cost that they paid $65. Section A, again, Section A for Saturday, 10 tickets together. I don't know if this is, hey, I'm trying to sell all 10 of, I'm just imagining they're selling 10. So I would assume, you probably need to have even numbers on these, but if you're looking for tickets and you got a group of people like a family or a larger group, this might be a chance for you to get your tickets for Saturday's championship game. Just go to justlookingout.com, reach out to Mike Reed. His phone number, his email address, and all that is on the site. Again, 10 tickets, Section A. Where is Section A? Is that midfield?
No, that's on the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which way? South or north?
That's on the alumni side, and A is the first row bleachers by the field house on the field house.
South end side. So okay. Yeah. So Section A, South End, $65 each. Okay. Any other housekeeping, Rattler Roundup, news and notes?
Well, no, I'm not going to talk about it. I was going to mention the band. Results.
Band of the year.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Who was it who just dropped that nugget in there? Thank you. Where is he at? Was it Ashton?
Campbell.
Was it Campbell? Ashton? Somebody. Well, so I saw who the band of the year bands were, and I was just look. You should always know better. When you poke the bear, you're going to catch it, right? And so I was just trying to have some fun. I think I woke up real early or late or something. I just, let me send out this tweet and just have some fun this morning. So anyway, if you didn't know, the HBCU band of the year, the Division II schools are Florida Memorial, who have only had a band for 4 years in existence,
Strong program though, and led by Rattler.
Yes, they sound really good. I have heard them.
Yeah.
I've heard them since the first year, and I would have
Yeah.
never known that. Yo, they haven't had the program in forever. Yeah. And then the Virginia State Trojan Explosion, which I mean, if that's not the greatest name for your marching band, I don't know what is. So that's the Division II side. Virginia State, one of these storied schools, programs of the CIAA.
That sounds like a condom commercial or something, man. Trojan Explosion.
See, Marcus. I was trying to be subtle. Kelvin was just going to hit you over the head.
Nope. It ain't in me. I'm petty.
And then on the Division I side, the North Carolina A&T, I don't know what they're called, marching blue and gold, something like that. They've been at the top of a lot of the weekly or the polls. They were there at the top a lot, either one or two. And then I think it came down to Jackson State and Southern, and the Sonic Boom of Jackson State got the bid. And so I simply tweeted out, in recognizing that these two schools are going to be playing in Atlanta on the same field of the Celebration Bowl game, I just simply reminded people that North Carolina A&T is 3-0 in Atlanta in the month of December, to which I was quickly corrected that no, it's actually 4-0. I said, oh, my bad, correction. And that Jackson State is 0-2 in Atlanta in the month of December. Now, you can say that's petty or me just recognizing a good joke when you see one, but I just had to throw that out there. And of course, that
was Ashton. Yeah.
Yeah, the troublemakers, wanted to jump down my throat about that. Oh, look at you being petty. Well, I mean, look, I'm stating facts, but anyway, that's your matchup. That's your band matchup. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Florida Memorial and the Aggies in the win on that one. Just my hopefully we get there for that.
Mm-hmm. One other, I guess, two of the Nuggets. We had some. I don't know if we covered the basketball commit, Eve Alexander. I think it was last week on the day of the broadcast. I think we covered a little bit. We did. I think with Liv, we did cover that. She broke that news, and we did get another softball commit. I don't know if she signed yet. I didn't see that, but her name is Taylor Duplessis. She committed last Friday. She's out of Fisher High School, Fisher, Indiana. She's a 5'8", 140-pound infielder, and she participated in camp.
Okay,
Mr. Petty.
Yeah, that's my new name. And it's called North Carolina A&T Blue and Gold Marching Machine. I was close. I said Blue and Gold Marching Aggies or something like that. I was close.
Now, one other thing, I guess, it's kind of football related, even though it's not directly to FAMU because we won't have any FAMU news to break yet. But I don't know if you guys have been watching social media, but there's like a tidal wave of people putting themselves in the portal.
Yeah.
And these are dudes who are like, I mean, I'm not saying we're getting it. Starters, like the starting quarterback.
Quarterbacks. Yeah.
Starting quarterback for Duke put his name in the portal today.
Okay.
No, I mean, they had a good season this year, and they beat
Washington State.
Oh, he put his name in? Cameron Ward? Yeah. I saw it was rumored, but I didn't know if I was like, and see, for him, he must be a graduate transfer in the spring because he already transferred up from Incarnate Word because they were in the playoffs the same year that we were, and I think they made it to the quarterfinals, semifinals. They made it pretty deep in the 2021 FCS playoffs, and then he transferred up because he was little. But there's a lot of players because last week it was just graduates. But it was graduates, graduate transfers who were initially jumping in a lot last week because they can. I think the window doesn't officially open until after Monday for all transfers. But there's like a lot of names, and I don't know to what degree, if any. There are some who are putting their names in who have aspirations to kind of move up. Like I've seen some FCS folks. There's some SWAC players putting their names in.
Yep.
Even a couple from coaches who, as of yet, haven't left yet. Like I just saw somebody from Alcorn, a couple of players from Atlanta. What am I saying? Alabama State. But of course, the players that from where coaches have left, and I don't know how that works because I just looked it up last week. The NCAA rule says if a coach is fired, the players have a 30-day window to transfer. But I'm assuming that's fired in season, not end of season, like either fired after the last game or coach's contract not renewed. So I don't know how that rule works or if it's just a clear delineation that, okay, it has to be fired in season to have a 30-day window. And because there were some players from Michigan State who theoretically could have transferred in the middle of the season. I don't know if any of them did. But there's like a whole tidal wave of players just popping their names in the portal over the last week and a half, and it's getting crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Starters, guys who have a lot of production this year. Yeah.
Well, and so I don't know what that bodes or how that's going to bode for the high school recruiting. And also in terms of us, selfishly, what that means for replenishing the areas of need, especially defensive line. We have a lot of seniors there. We have some seniors at wide receiver, some folks that'll be finishing out the eligibility. And, of course, always quarterback. I mean, for whatever, well, I guess for anybody, every team's looking for a quarterback, and all the teams focused on that, but you got to build more than just that.
But speaking of quarterbacks, did you see, who was it? One of the coaches that said to get a quarterback now will cost you about $1 million because of NIL money. I forgot which coach said that.
I think that was Matt Rule, who's the new coach at Nebraska, formerly of the Carolina Panthers, and before that had success at Baylor. I want to say University of Houston.
$1 million of NIL. Can you imagine? I don't know. I mean, it's got to be like 10% of that at the HBCU level, but I mean, man, $1 million. Oof. Let me mention. I should mention the full list of all SWAC first and second team guys. While we had a chance here, of course, on the first team offense, of course, you had Jeremy Musa, Cameron Coven. Was that the first team offense? Yeah. Second team defense is where we had more guys. Isaiah Major, of course, Anthony Dunn Jr., Kendall Bowler, and Eric Smith. And then we also had special teams, Cameron Gillis make the first team. And then on the second team, on offense, Marcus Riley, Jamarie Shareed, Ashton Grable. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you had Gentle Hunt, Johnny Chaney Jr., and Lovey Jenkins. And that is a total of 13 players. We had the most of any school. The next closest school was Alabama State with 8 players. Yeah, and there wasn't anybody close. So it's interesting. 2 seasons ago, in our first year in the SWAC, we had 9 players. Last year, we had 12 players. And what's interesting, in both of those seasons, we were tied with Jackson State for most players on first and second team. Of course, we all know what type of seasons Jackson State had those last 2 years. And here we are this year with the most. So look, we understand. We understand.
Yeah, that's right. They got it right.
They got it right. Congratulations to all those those young men, and the accomplishment. And for some of them, it's their second year, and I think maybe even their third year. I think Shareed, that's his third year being all SWAC. I think one of the years he might have been first teams, special teams, another year. So, I mean, just awesome job. And there we go. Some EA said he couldn't believe Kamari Young. Yeah, but I don't know if Kamari Young put up the numbers this particular season.
He didn't get targeted. He didn't get targeted enough. He probably got what, 12 receptions or 15 receptions.
No, he's got. This is probably his best season. I was looking at it yesterday because someone was well, there was some discussion about the wide receivers, but they spread it around to 13 different wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of passing, in terms of receiving, it's like 13 wide receivers, and I just pulled it up now. Kamari Young has 303 yards, so he's actually fifth in total yards. He only has one TD. I know a couple of years ago, it seemed like he had 13 receptions for 6 TDs. 6 or 7 TDs or something like that. He's got 20 catches for 303 yards. And so, I mean, he's got 20 targets.
It underscores how amazing the career of Xavier Smith is.
Yes.
That's what I think, to me, it is underscored. I mean, the fact that he put up those numbers over 4 years. And if you go look at the FAMU record books, he was the leading receiver even his first year as a freshman, or I think a redshirt freshman. He led the team in receiving. So, I mean, just the standard of excellence is there. No doubt. Okay, let's go bold predictions. Let's get ready to wrap it up. If you're looking for us, we will let you know. We are working on pregame and postgame details. Still final details being established. The weather is going to play havoc on this whole thing, but well, we'll figure it out. Bold prediction time. Who wants to start? Who's thought about it? Who wants to start? Kelvin? You want to wait to see what everybody else takes?
I'm going to say, I mean, we pretty much picked all.
See if you take mine. I got a thought. It was suggested to me. I'm like, you know what? Why not?
Oh no, we've picked just about anything you can do. I'm gonna say we get a safety.
Oh,
that ain't bold. Boo!
now, Marcus, if you backed that up and told me getting a safety was like 20-1 odds, then I'd be like, hell, all right, I'll put a little piece of money on that. But okay.
I mean, those are kind of rare, even though we had one this year.
They are. Kenya drops in a bolt. Kamari Young, 2 touchdowns. Okay. I like that. Let me go. Let me jump in there, Kelvin, before you. I don't want you to steal. Maybe you might steal mine. All right. I'm going to go 2 100-yard rushers in this ball game. I'm going to steal one from my guy, Tony. And I'm going to give you the 2. One is going to be Tyrell Jennings, who currently, where's my notepad? Nope. Hey, shout out to Gerald Thomas for the feature on Tyrell Jennings, who is now number 17 in the all-time FAMU career rushing yardage mark with 1,500 and something yards. Jennings, who rushed for nearly 500 yards this season, leads the team, averaging about 5 point. I did the math. Is it 5.6? 5.6 a carry, which is well over his average of 4. His average coming into the season was 4.1. He's been rushing 5.6. So I'm saying Jennings gets 100 yards this year or this game. And you know what? I'm going to go with the big fella. Jacquez Yan. I'm going to say the big fella's going to break one, and he's going to get 100 yards. So I'm going to go 2 rushers. Don't beat me up if I only get one. One of the 2, maybe that's how I should rephrase it. 2 FAMU running backs will get 100 yards. One of them will be Terrell Jennings. How about that? 2 FAMU backs with over 100 yards rushing.
Okay. All right, that's bold.
Edwin goes block kick for a touchdown.
I like Mr. Campbell's bold prediction.
Oh, hey, there you go. There you go. Let's see. Tamaratin kickoff return to solidify. Oh, that would be nice to start the game like that.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you, Edwin. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's called bold predictions. Two 100-yard rushers. But I can't take credit for it, so I'm gonna give a shout out to Tony. Tony gave me the Tony Matthew gave me the hint on that one. All right, come on, Kelvin.
Okay. Okay, so judging by, you pointed out all the close games that Prairie View has played, and just the eye test and last game where they beat Alabama State because essentially they fumbled on the goal line and the only 14 points they scored was turnovers really right at the end zone. So, in a game that where the weather might not be as good, our defense is healthy as it has been outside of maybe done. I like our chances at a shutout. I really do. I'm gonna go with a shutout. I mean, we almost did it last game.
Yeah. Oh, a shutout, man. That's bold. I like that. That's strong.
Yeah,
that's strong.
That's bold.
Yeah. I love this idea, Dr. Lori, and we will definitely have to make a point to do this. It is, it is not lost on anybody on this show. And all of you who know Kofi, knew Kofi, love Kofi, talk to Kofi. This I can't even put into words. I mean, he's got such a great view for this game on Saturday. But I know he would rather be. I wish, wish we could be there with him in the stands. But he'll be with us all in the stands. But damn, so we definitely have to make a point to do this Saturday. Thank you, Doc, for bringing this up. And we see each other this weekend in Tally. Please be somewhere near us when it's time to do the post game. It will be somewhere near Lawson because they're going to do the post game press conferences and stuff are near Lawson. And I think we're just trying to figure out where we get a chance to set up. So please, let's make sure we see each other this weekend because I definitely want us to do that. All right. Marcus says we have 2 Kofi shirts to give away, right? What sizes?
Yeah.
What sizes?
Anyway, extra large. I think anyway, extra large.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Who's got them?
I got them.
Okay. So let's do this. So let me put it up there. Let's see. How should we give them away? Because I'm going to have people email us. How should we give it away? Should we just say the first 2 people to send us an email, or should we make them have to do something? What's your thought?
Well, if they have bold predictions and they don't have a shirt, whoever gets closest to their getting a bold prediction.
So whoever gets closest. Okay. I like that. Okay. Yeah. So that maybe you can wear them during this the Celebration Bowl. Okay. So bold predictions. Email your bold prediction to ONGStrike StrikeZone@gmail.com. In the subject, make sure to put bold prediction, please. SWAC championship game, bold prediction. We will give away 2 of the What Up Boy Kofi t-shirts. They are extra. You said extra larges? Okay, they're extra larges. We'll give them away to the 2 people who come closest to their bold prediction. Okay, so your bold prediction, whatever it is, we will give away, ONG Strike Zone. Send us an email, ongstrikezone@gmail.com. Don't hit us up on Twitter. That way we can aggregate it on the email and then go back and look at it, and we'll work on, and then after we get it, then we can make a point of sending you your shirts. So that way you have them for the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, question: if they put one in the chat here, do they have to stick to that, or can they change it?
Yeah. I'm not coming back to this chat to look at this. I mean, I love watching the replays, but you have to send your bold prediction to ongstrikezone@gmail.com. So take a second before you close your browsers and all that stuff tonight. Remember, in the subject header, just put bold prediction SWAC championship game or bold prediction Kofi t-shirt, something, and then we'll give away 2 shirts, size XL, either for if for yourself or your friend or whatever, and we'll go there. I like that. Good idea.
Agreed.
One more time. ongstrikezone@gmail.com. Should be easy. It's been in the scroll too. So I mean, if you guys look down at the scroll, it's in the scroll too. All right. So there are bold predictions. Again, Marcus goes with a safety. I went with 2 100-yard rushers, one of them being Terrell Jennings. Kelvin says we're going to pitch a shutout. Woo. Montre says score. You know what?
That's bold.
That's bold. That's bold. That is bold. Jeez Louise. All right. So this applies to anybody. If you're watching this later on, if you're watching this in a podcast form on YouTube, or maybe you're listening to it on the BCSN Pod Zone, or however you listen to our show, you could be watching it on mybcsn.net, our website. You can be watching it from off the Jericho Broadcast Network's app, MyJBM, MyBCSN, on the Apple Play Store and Google, Apple App Store or Google Play Store. However you're watching this show, you can be a part of that contest. Bold prediction, win a shirt, Kofi What Up Boy t-shirt, size XL. We got 2 of them. So it's the 2 people who are closest to their bold prediction actually happening. And so that's what we'll work with.
What's the deadline?
The deadline is kickoff. We'll go right up to kickoff. So let's say 3:00 Eastern. That way it's an hour before.
And just one entry.
Yeah, huh?
1 entry per person.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, 1 entry. I mean,
yeah, don't be bombarding and trying to cover your bases.
That's a good point, Marcus. Thank you. 1 entry, please. 1 bold prediction. That's what we
don't be like Brian.
Stop. Look, hey, that's part of being bold. You want to put the extra incentive, like, oh, I say we get 3 100-yard receivers and one of them has to be so and so. Go ahead, do it. I don't care. Whatever more all makes it work. Also, speaking of promotions, Jalen Glaze, go hit up Krispy Kreme donuts. Jalen Glaze, hit that promotion up. A dozen donuts. What do you have to say when you go to Krispy Kreme? You gotta say, I want the Jalen Glaze.
Jalen Glaze dozen. Yep.
All right. So again, when you're in town, and that's any of the Krispy Kremes, correct?
Yeah.
Any Krispy Kreme in Tallahassee, when you go in town, make sure to go by, order a dozen. Of course, you want to catch it when the sign is saying hot. There's nothing better. But tell them you want the Jalen Glaze dozen. Got to make sure that when guys get these NIL opportunities like this, that we really encourage, because all you got to do is go, and the normal cost of a dozen is like $12 or $13, so you're getting about $2 off. Okay, And so we really want this to stay fresh, like those donuts will be. So this weekend, make sure to go hit up a Krispy Kreme donut stop and show your support for Jalen Glaze. A dozen donuts, $10 and some change. Tell them you want the Jalen Glaze dozen. All right. Yeah, exactly. Edwin, love Krispy Kreme. And that's for our visitors as well. So we'll make sure to promote that out a couple other times during the show. All right, fellas, I feel really positive about. I've enjoyed the hell out of this show. Great guest
show.
on.
Yes.
Great guest on tonight. Got to thank our guest. Our guests who came on tonight: Tyronn Johnson, Aaron Gray, Kanan Lamb. Part of our last playoff home game at Bragg.
25 years ago.
25 years. Man, wow. It's been that long. Jeez. 25 years ago. How symbolic. So that was awesome. Thank you to those guys. Hopefully if they're not on social media and you have a way, obviously I know Kanan's on social media. I know Tyronn probably is via his school, Miami Norland. Not really sure about Aaron. He may be on social. We'll make sure. I'll look their socials up and make sure to send out a tweet. But you guys make sure to thank them for coming on the show. Of course, let Coach Simmons know, like you guys always do, you appreciate him coming on our show. A lot of places that Coach can go, Coach can talk to. He finds time for us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we appreciate him. And then, of course, KJ Black. Make sure to hit up Coach Black. He's still family. Don't forget, even though he's from the other side, but he's still family. So make sure to let Coach Black know you appreciate him.
I don't know about them picking against the Rattlers, though.
Well, hey. We learned something. We learned some good, valuable information in today's show, and hopefully it carries us forward. So, Edwin, you missed Simmons. Just rewind. You get top of hour 2, the 9 o'clock hour. I know we're now finishing off hour 3, but if you go to hour 2, at the beginning of hour 2, that's where you'll catch Coach Simmons. So, Rattler Nation, we thank you. Always, you can hit up. You can leave a donation. We appreciate it. Always, anything and everything you do is greatly appreciated. Helps us get up to the SWAC Championship game, and hopefully it'll help us get to the Celebration Bowl. We're planning some things now, so that way we can be there in Atlanta for this moment. We'll be in Tallahassee this weekend, Kelvin and myself, and then Lord willing, everything works out, Marcus will be with us live in Atlanta, the AT.
What?
He couldn't miss that. It's in Atlanta. Marcus couldn't miss that. So, So let's little spoiler alert there. Maybe I wasn't supposed to tell that out. Sorry, Marcus. I was just excited. Anyway, I'm talking too much now. It's time to go. Marcus agreed.
Right. Hey, Marcus is like frozen, right? I don't know if you're supposed to announce that.
I don't know if I'm supposed to announce that either. I'm sorry.
What, boy? What, boy? What, boy?
Oh, man. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you, Rattler Nation. Show your support any way and every way that you can. Fangs up. Make sure to strike, and strike again. If you can be at that breakfast meeting on Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, Hansel Tooks Rec Center, be there. Let's let people with the money, people with the organizational ear of the important people, let's let them know that we care and that we want to support and we want to see this thing happen. All right. Now I'm done. Thank you. Good night. God bless. Go Rattlers. Hashtag beat PV2X.
Let's go. Let's go. Champion.